Hello, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Brawling Dragon Tavern. And we took last weekend off to celebrate the holidays, and we're back this week because we want to be, and we want to be on the air and bring in the New Year's with everybody. We will give you a forewarning though that expect noise in the background of fireworks because people want to blow their load. Set off fireworks for the New Year's. So that is just a precaution that we're going to have to deal with.
That terrorizes the poor Sophie, so we will probably be having to calm her down at some point, too.
Yep. Another thing is that if you stick around past the post-game, we'll take a small break, and then we'll be going into a Q&A to bring in the New Year's with everybody, because why not?
Well, there's some really difficult questions that we had to answer there.
There's some really moist questions, too.
Oh,
like, what's Scabbard's favorite position with Kippa?
Drunk.
What set of questions are you seeing?
I don't remember that question on that list. And I will say, some of those were really difficult for us to answer.
Does Cayenne ride a horse if she has to?
No, that's animal cruelty.
Technically,
what if it's like
medium-sized creatures?
But what if it's actually like a one of the big ones, the Clydesdale, yeah.
Big one?
Even then, I would feel like I'm being rude. I got 4 legs, they got 4 legs.
Now there's a total
What
of
if they're
8.
a horse with 6 legs?
There has been times when you've been carried around as a pony cake.
Yep.
So, with the announcements out of the way, outside of we hope everybody has a good New Year's, once we get there. It's so close. The year went by so fast. We're going to go ahead and jump into our recap, see if anybody actually remembers last session. So, we'll start with you, Cayenne, since you're staring at me the most right now.
I'm like, oh shit, don't go to me, don't go to me, don't go. Oh, fuck.
My psychic message did not work. She still fucking called on me.
Well, Cayenne didn't get to too much aside from going to the vault. Well, going with, I believe it was Mongo. We
And
both
Nikolai.
traveled to the...
Oh yeah, you met up with Nikolai there.
Yeah. We went to the vault. I stopped by the Druid Circle for a little bit. And then I got to give the news of mine and Osling's royalty status. And then we did find out that we needed to go to the capital city by airship, which was not fun at all.
You also had one hell of a banger of a party back at the house.
Yeah, that too. It all blurred together with trying to figure out what the fuck is gonna happen now after getting that lovely bombshell of information.
You also learned how to make your birds mini-sized.
Yes, from Osling. Osling taught me how to make them id size. So that's going to be very beneficial.
Mongo wakes up, all 3 of them are just staring down at him while he was asleep. A little drop of drool drips on his forehead.
The biggest thing was being able to get Alufa back to herself.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Depressing. It went very well, but then finding out more of the shit that happened to her was even more anger. And then finding out she's literally the last of the entirety of her family.
Yep.
Was even worse. But she did go to the capital city as well, and she did give all of us gifts. I got a really awesome mantle from her. Really pretty.
A really fuzzy mantle.
Mm-hmm. I spent most of the time hiding because that airship is stupid and hooves belong on ground. Could just get sick from teleportation instead. Rather
So
that.
no casting fly on Cayenne.
You've already done that once inadvertently, and you almost
I
died.
was
from it.
levitate. She didn't get that far off the ground and I stopped her.
So let me guess. The actual mantra for that is Levi Horsa. Sorry.
After we finally got to
Are you
The-
really?
got to the city, I believe Nikolai he went off on his own.
Right off the docks. He
He
was
was taken
waiting for
away.
Yeah, he just disappeared. Don't know where.
He was
But-
kidnapped.
Now we're all just figuring out what to do now.
it. You got to meet another centaur.
I did.
A variant.
Was it a jaguar or a panther?
Panther.
Oh, I thought it was Jet.
I was trying to remember if it was a jaguar or a panther.
Panthfire's technically out of spots too. That's why hers on her upper body are visible. But she's half panther.
She looked very, very comfortable where she was, for sure.
I mean, if you're running one of the taverns that's right off the actual docks,
Let's head back. See Centaur. It's a really cool concept.
But didn't really get into much.
yeah, that was
last
just like
section. It's just a
kinda like-
bunch of emotional dumping.
Emotional damage.
information, things being turned in. You let between the various groups going off in different directions. You turned in the quests. Let the city know what was going on. There might be updates regarding that in a little while. Nikolai, how about you, bud? Anyway, on to more important matters. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. Well.
Well, you're kind of down here.
got
Other
to-
things are up here.
True. So got back to the city Willowfall. What's the name of the damn city now? Willowfall. Yes. And was met by Starbar, telling that we're going to be taken to Casil. Yes. It was there. It was there.
What are
Gonna get
these
to Casil
strange
like within the
words?
next day or two. And he spent that next day and a half trying to find equipment, materials, so he can actually build like some armor for Ace. Found like a chunk of mithril in the vault, and turns out that apparently his father fucked with him on that one. Such a dick, I think.
You also took psychic damage from it.
Yeah. So I had to let that go because
You
it
didn't
was.
say the magic word.
That's not the magic word.
And so I had, having to let that go because he was going on an actual airship ride, which was dope.
You get to hang out with Starbar on
Got
the
to hang
ship.
out with Starbar. Had the whole day there on the trip. Hopefully got the Reach Magic Mark IV fixed. Especially with the help of Starbar in her lab, probably, or her workshop, probably. Hopefully, at least.
I mean, engineering is essentially her lab, like the entire engineering section.
Yeah.
So
Then got off the ship and got abducted by a gnome named Cog that apparently knew his father and actually requested to have Nikolai brought to her as soon as he got into town. So that's where he ended off.
Mongo
Oh.
was mischief managed.
We actually managed
God,
to
I'm on a roll with the Harry Potter puns.
Yeah, we actually managed to undo some mischief that happened. Got all of the horn pieces reattached. So, yeah, that was very intimidating. Bloom Tree walks in, gets put in his place by the tiefling who runs the city. And then actually watched him perform a spell that he had to try he had to put some actual effort into it, and that was... Oh, crap. But then we got to find out just exactly how old Alufa is, and oh, fuck.
Yeah, I actually clarified that a little bit more on the Discord, and it just kind of melted your brain. Meanwhile, Cayenne is over here like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
I didn't know. But yeah, now she's got a bit of a revenge quest of her own.
Oh, she seems to intimidate the pants right off you.
She went
Mongo's
from-
shadow intimidates his pants off of him.
That is not exactly accurate.
Feisty shows up right behind you, her stomach growls.
Feisty is like 19 times my size.
And just gonna get bigger.
Yeah.
She's still.
She could eat half the party in one bite if she wanted to.
Oh, she's gonna have an upset stomach if she does that.
Feisty's still technically a kitten.
Not really, she's kind of getting there.
Adolescent, I guess.
She's going through her like terrible 2s and 3s.
But,
Probably just put fear in Scabbard.
Now
oh,
she's
what happens when
now
she
she's
gets
a
to her
rambunctious
teenage
teenager.
years?
A rebellious teenager now.
She finds the nearest mirror.
That's
She
not
does the Peter Parker comb over.
Oh, God. Oh,
She
no.
walks around just finger gutting people with her little tendrils.
No, we were not let Feisty go down that road.
Yeah.
Angsty teenager displacer beast. Okay.
I messed it up. Let's fix it. There we go.
Yeah, basically got a couple of things. Ran to the vault. And also got to watch a couple of guards get massively intimidated by Starbar's big ass owl bear.
The steel defender.
Yeah.
That's wearing its own set of armor.
Yeah. And all the guards are basically trying to work up the nerve to go and tell her, maybe you should go somewhere else. But then they realize, like, oh, I don't want to die, so the other guy should go.
And they're kind of arguing between each other of like, which other guy should it be?
Yeah. I think rock, paper, scissors may have been at one point in time the deciding factor, but I think our conversation ended before they could figure that out. So, yeah. Got to go on an airship ride. Feisty was hidden away the entire time.
Under the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were you woke up with the cupcake bullseye as well.
Yeah, we also got wildly hammered. We had 3 kegs of Dwarven Ale, now we're down to 2.
Who drank the most? It had to
Probably
be
the centaurs.
Yeah.
They drink and party
And destroy
Aged dwarven
things.
ale,
like
no
shield
less.
maidens.
Yeah. Yeah, one of us, I'm not sure who, decided to carve a target into the wall, and then we threw cupcakes to see who had better aim.
But nobody knows who won.
Yeah.
Oh no. Icy did.
That's right,
I
Feisty.
remember my saying that.
But, yeah. And now we're in Casil. Nikolai ran off already.
Was taken away.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And now Mongo has to find out which airship his sister's on.
Scabbard.
Oh, a lot happened. All right. I guess the one of the major ones, of course, was Alufa being restored. That was huge. We learned a lot about what had occurred with Alufa through that. Alufa bestowed gifts upon everybody too. Actually,
I was right. Nikolai got a cheesecake.
a little cheesecake. Yeah.
I didn't say anything special.
Scabbard received a cloak that he could actually wear because horns. Those are a thing that can be a problem.
It also has your family crest on it.
Yes, it also has the family crest of King Sigit and Queen Ithos on there. So there's that. We had the party, of course. One of the major things that happened with Scavert, however, was that he made the full-pledged oath to become a full paladin. So that is the thing that is now happening. He found his father's shield within the vault. And we hopped on an airship, made our way over to Casil.
That shield is so fucked.
And we met the tavern keeper, which is a feline centaur, a felitar, which something different. But again, it's the big city. None of our characters have been anywhere in that type of situation before. Like Willowfall, it's huge, but Casil, huge.
Capital City, my dude.
That's that shield is just an old wooden shield, right?
As far as you're aware currently.
Yep.
And it's got a tallies on it.
It's got tallies,
Claw marks,
it's
chew
old,
marks, acid burns, blood stains.
but we
beer
don't know.
stains.
We don't know anything about it. Like we don't know what any of the things that we received really are from. Oh yeah, we picked up a bunch of coin too, and we bought barbecue.
That kind of led into the whole, like, frat house party. Feisty scaring the living shit out of someone because the displacer beast is trying to buy food from them.
Even in the Magic City, that's something you don't see every day.
Alright.
Sure, that he doesn't bat an eyelash at yet. A house getting up and just walking to another location. Woo!
Yeah, you're the one that freaked out about food serving itself. But a house moving by itself is weird.
It's a mobile home, man. It makes sense.
It kind of do. It kind of do.
Alright.
The food going, pardon me, could you step aside? I'm trying to cook myself for you. It's a little weird.
It doesn't seem weird to her.
At least none of us witnessed a chicken plucking itself or beheading itself and frying itself.
That'd be pretty
Yeah,
wild.
no, that takes cake.
Don't mind me.
All right.
Popping the pot.
Jumping into things. You're going to start tonight's session.
Oh, shit.
Nikolai, we're
Yes.
starting with you as
Alright.
you head into the central offices of the Upper Docks,
Okay.
the Skyport, going past various doors and transparent glass, and you can see people, various captains coming, discussing things, and various gnomes going about. You see warforges coming and going about. You see something new to you that you've never seen before.
Okay.
They look like gnomes, but they're mechanical. A few of them coming and going here and there.
What's that?
The cog,
It's a
she
tiny little
pauses.
warforged.
And that, as she stops, someone sees that moment at that time and comes up to her and says, ma'am. And Cog just kind of turns, what? And, your signature. And, Cog takes it, looks over the papers real quick, signs off on it, passes it back, and they kind of, quickly bow and take off.
Was one of the mechanical gnomes?
No, it's just
Oh.
a normal person. They're like, oh, she's not moving. I can get something signed.
You can stop her for a second. Gotcha.
Yeah. And she's like, oh, that's an auto-mill. Is there another being?
So, tiny warforged?
But gnomish. They're gnome.
So, gnomes make mechanical gnomes?
No, they're their own thing.
You're going to have to explain that.
It's complicated. And she just kind of motions a little bit. And her hair is almost like a sandy type of blonde. And you can tell how old she is. She's actually got like crow's feet around her eyes.
Okay.
She's actually
definitely up there.
Yeah, she's actually very well dressed, and she doesn't have a lot of grime on her or anything like that.
Okay.
And you follow her, and eventually you get to her actual office and go into it. And you see another gnome there, a lot younger, actually, just like dusting and taking care of things. And you see this display on the side, and you see all these ribbons, medals, trophies, and just like this entire wall is just got all these
All
like
kinds of regalia.
an absurd amount. And there's
Wow.
there's like tables with like stacks of papers on it. You can see various workbenches that go off quite a bit of a distance with all these projects on it. And you see all sorts of things just in the shop that just catch your interest.
Okay.
If you want, you can do a
Yeah,
perception
definitely.
for me.
Definitely would want to do a perception on that. Uh, 21.
Wow, you actually rolled high tonight.
Yeah.
Sure you didn't steal Manny's luck?
I hope so.
Well, there's no dice. First time rolled, it was a 20.
No.
You look around a bit, trying to take in the sights and sounds, hyperventilating a little bit because you're just like, oh my god, this place is like... Your tail's just...
Yeah.
Bent at,
there's
like,
all
more-
kinds of crazy.
Your tail
shit.
looks like a 25-degree angle at this point because it's so bent. It just goes up and straight down. And you see a shrine. It's off a little bit to the side by the window.
The question is, would Nikolai actually be able to identify that as a shrine?
You've been to an actual temple.
Okay.
You've seen things.
Okay, so it's similar to the mess that Vought had at that
Yeah, it's...
nondescript statue of a god.
Temple, what's your religion?
Yes,
That place is wild.
but... And yeah, you see a shrine there for a deity, and then you see there's like a second shrine next to it. And you see a cog that's in the shape of a heart, like a sprocket.
Huh.
And
Conversation for later.
and she looks over at you and she's like, I'm glad you finally arrived in Conceal. I was going to send for you earlier, but I kind of got sidetracked with a bunch of fleets coming and going because of a big green asshole blocking trade routes.
Yeah, I heard about that. Apparently he wanted to play chess with somebody and then just got bored and left.
I don't care. It takes too much time. And I don't have that much time.
Yeah, this place is hopping.
You see a stone giant walk past, the rattling the windows slightly a little bit as they kind of stomp a little bit heavily.
So,
Cog looks over.
you knew my dad?
Yes, I actually worked with him quite a bit. Very interesting individual, and gnomes won't outright say it, but they do respect moon mice quite a bit, even though they're rather a few springs short than a bread.
I've heard worse.
You're like storing nitroglycerin on the back of a bucking horse.
Gotta be stored somewhere.
I've blown up some things, yeah.
She just kind of shakes her head. But anyway, yes, I worked with your father. He has a workshop here. It's at the Tinkerers Guild, and you're free to go there and have access to that. There's the other matter on hand, though, that I need to discuss with you that you might... Well, you don't seem like you might be bright enough to that notion of thinking.
What?
That your family name carries somewhat of an importance along with the gnomes and a certain level of... She goes over to the table and moves a bunch
I
of
never
papers
got
around.
my last name. The lady of the orphanage didn't know my last name. Is my
Per
name
your
Nikolai?
father, he never actually decided on a last name. So when the cleric actually asked him, Sir, what is your last name? According to these documentation from the royal city, what? That is your current registered last name.
What? So, my last name is Nikolai what?
According to the documentation,
Does he play second base?
So I guess moon mice don't normally have last names.
According to your father, you had designations. So
Designations, okay.
well, not like us gnomes, as in titles and things that carry on. It's more along the lines of, from what your father explained, your lineage picks up your name and they get the number of what number the lineage is. For example, Nikolai, you're obviously null or zeta because you're 0, you're the only Nikolai. But for example, if you were to have a child, they would be Nikolai 2.
Nikolai Prime.
Okay.
Your father explained some of the moon mice peculiarities to me, and even as a gnome, I found them odd.
I agree. That's odd.
They didn't take the notion of giving a last name simply as, oh, okay, so you're 2, Nikolai 2, or Nikolai 3. Well, where's Nikolai 1? Well, he died in a project, so you are now Nikolai 2. It wasn't about your achievements, it's about how you went out. And what you could pass on as far as knowledge to the next generation.
Whoa. That must be like my nature. Because,
Stupid, rash, unexpected? Yes, just like your father.
well, I've always thought that, if I die, hopefully somebody learned a lesson from it, so.
General lesson, according to Gnomish culture, is don't do that.
Don't die?
Don't do whatever they did to die.
Well, yeah. Like,
It's a
so
waste
learn
of
lesson.
resources.
Learn a lesson to not repeat the same mistake.
Don't be a waste of resources.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Okay.
But there's that circling back to the matter, as usually clocks tend to. You have to go to the registry and let them know that you are present and accounted for so that they can get the royal information over to you for your titles.
I have titles.
Your father did, didn't you have to claim his possessions?
Do I change the last? Can I change my last name then?
Yes.
Okay.
You're not proud of your family name of what?
That sounds confusing. I don't know. This is the first time I've heard this. So.
Tell me that's not on brand for his dad.
Oh, it fucking so is.
It sounds about
I
right.
goddamn love it.
Yeah.
All I could think of is Watt, as in W-A-T-T.
Yeah. That's,
What?
what? That could actually work too. Maybe I'll keep it.
Oh, can we make his middle name Jigga? Make it Gigawatt.
Nikolai Gigawatt. That kind of rolls off a little bit too well.
It really does.
Oh, God. So. Did you know my mom?
Yes, a lot more brighter than your father. She protested the last name, but your father insisted that it was no of importance to him, so there was no reason to waste time to go and change it.
Kind of makes sense. If it doesn't mean anything, what does it matter what it is?
She was more wise to the working of the royal nature and court nature, whereas your father liked to work in workshops, and he loved the opportunity to have various workshops spread throughout the world that he could stay at.
You know, my brother's hat gave me a vision that confirms that. So have you ever seen this? I pull out the little workshop.
Ace is just over there kind of playing with something, and the younger gnome's like,
Ace.
Ace turns around and smacks, and you just see all this glass just shatter and fall across the floor. And Cog's like, "Oh, Well, there went my coffee experiment.
Tinker with coffee?
Yes. She looks at the workshop and she's like,
I have one recipe. Can I share it with you? The one that was given to me.
the one recipe that's...
Can we exchange?
She sets down this piece of paper and you see her writing in Gnomish very quickly.
Okay.
And eventually this entire scroll is just written out with all of these Gnomish equations and complex formulations and everything. You're just so far above your head. And she's like, simple recipe for get you started in the morning.
I guess I must learn how to speak Gnomish.
There's like, it just goes on and on. Like, this scroll, if you're to unroll it all the way, would probably be as tall as Cayenne.
Oh, fuck.
I'll copy the recipe I have now.
May the odds be ever
And share it with her.
And she takes it to you and she puts on a smile, but you can tell there's like a slight tinge of, that's it.
I
There's
just
only
started.
5 steps.
This music's so fitting.
So, have you ever seen this thing? My father use it? You know how he uses it?
Yes, it was one of your father's greatest inventions next to helping gnomes stabilize the crystal technology for airships.
My father made that technology?
Assisted with it.
Okay.
I think his little heart just exploded.
Is it like that scene? Is his brain like that scene where the hummingbird gets stuck in a tree? The person takes it out and its little head is just going back and forth like it's rebooting.
Nikolai?
Huh? What? Father knew how to build the airships?
He was very well respected by gnomes and such. Look, go meet up with the rest of your family, or friends, or whoever they are,
Family.
and go visit the shop at your own leisure. I have things to attend to. We can talk later.
Okay. Can I wander around here a little bit?
No. She points to a sign that's next to her door that says, absolutely no mousekin shall go unattended.
Really?
And it's written in like 6 different languages.
$5 says that's there because of your dad.
Probably.
Oh my god. So I just go to the magistrate and announce who I am, and they'll have some way to prove it, and go from there?
That sounds about right.
Okay. Well, thank you. How do I get there?
Ask a guard.
Oh, okay.
You might have to take one of the gondolas.
Ooh, that sounds like fun. All right. Well, thank you very much, Cog. Will I see you again tonight?
It depends on scheduling.
Okay. Well, I do hope to see you again tonight. Is there anything I can do to help? I'd be happy to hear more stories about my father that you have.
Let me grab a note real quick for you. If I am around and available, I will be at the Fallout.
The Fallout?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
It is the pub that's here on the deck.
Okay.
So just come back up here, go there.
Will
It's
do.
a pretty nice place.
Thank you. Is there anything I do to help with the mess Ace made?
Leaving is a good start.
Okay. Sorry. He's kind of worse than me sometimes.
You live up to your family name.
What?
Well, thank you very much, Cock. I hope to see you again soon. Come on, Ace.
Ace just kind of looks over,
You broke her invention, dude.
points at you.
It wasn't me. You're the one that did it. Come on, let's go, goofball.
So back to you guys at the tavern.
Would imagine we'd be going up to our room
Yeah.
by now.
Yeah, I'll probably get settled.
Yeah, the room is actually rather nice. It's kind of like a. It's warm here, but it's also kind of got like a slight humidity. Not Georgia humidity. It's almost kind of like a jungle humidity.
Oh, so Florida humidity.
No,
Okay.
not
It's
that
a
bad.
swamp.
No, that's swamp humidity. Man.
We're talking like Hawaiian humidity.
So cool, but a little moist.
Yeah, it's like being in a jungle, but also like a savanna type of situation. You're like you're probably smitten with this place because there is foliage everywhere, and
Cayenne's busy looking at pretty plants and is very, very interested in cat centaur. What?
oh, you stay at the front desk and
Excuse?
talk to her.
Well, she's gonna put her stuff away, but she would probably go talk to her later on because she's very curious because she was given a vision that did have a feline centaur in it. That had to do with her family, so she's very, very, very curious, for sure.
How does she feel about red dots?
Weird.
Mongo gets
no.
gets a collar put on and just projects a red dot only he can see, and he can't take it off.
No.
That would be torture.
No.
But this does give Cayenne like gift ideas and stuff for Mondo. Nothing destructive, but something he would appreciate for sure.
So you guys get up to the room.
Red dot color will turn into destructive because we will start trying to blow up wherever that fucking dot is.
So like before, it's a double shared room, and because of your guys' foreseen status, you're given pretty much a luxury room, but it's not cheap. So you might want to start looking at cheaper options. Unless this guy over here is going to pay for the entire trip.
And by him paying for it, he means we're all paying for it.
So, and it's a rather beautiful room. The floor wood is like a dark red, and all the furniture and everything is like a more of a yellowish type of red color. And all the lighting in this room is actually natural. It's various plants that have like glowing properties.
Oh, nice.
And Feisty stops by and she bops one, and it opens up, and she touches it again, and it closes up. The light just dissipating as it closes up.
I could watch Feisty do that all day.
That's interesting.
That's kind of fucking adorable to think about.
Found a new toy there, Feisty?
She looks at her.
Oh my god!
Her eyes are just like saucers right now. She bats
Careful,
it.
don't break it.
Don't hurt it, please.
Ooh,
It's
hey,
a
buddy.
sporter cat.
So you guys are in the room. What are you guys doing?
Well, take a look around real quick. See whatever there is within this room. Try to understand it a little bit more. Is there like an overlook of the city where we're at?
No.
Okay.
Cayenne is finding a comfortable spot so she can actually take her harness off for once.
Osling just comes over and starts helping you. The bathroom itself is actually really nice. It doesn't have a bathtub like the other bathrooms you had. Instead, it has like running waterfall.
That's cool.
Nice.
Waterfall shower.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Scabbard had already cleaned stuff on the ship.
Scabbard over there looking like he's on his best behavior.
He was wearing his the new cloak and his regal attire too.
So the table's yours, you three. As Nikolai works his way towards getting off the skyport, probably pausing every couple of minutes looking at shit.
Looking at shit as he's going.
So we're supposed
Yeah, it's
to,
going to be a while before he gets back to the inn.
so
Late in the evening, probably.
we're supposed to be meeting with some official, but then they say that is dangerous.
Focus.
Sorry. He's facing towards me and he's next to the water.
This music is really soothing.
I don't suppose everybody has something appropriate to wear.
Mongo already looks fancy as fuck because his dad's robes.
Yeah.
I know.
Looks at current attire.
Ozzy reaches over and she just wipes a piece of dirt off your face.
Much better.
Can I just... Is there someone I can just pay for an illusion so I don't have to change?
It could work, but I don't know how this city works. We may have to, like, I don't even know if what I'm wearing is appropriate or not.
I don't
I
even...
get the right spell. Yes.
Like, why does it even matter? Like, how I look? Just go in there to speak to people.
Normal politics are extremely weird, and even I'm still trying to understand them.
They need to get their stick out of their asses.
I agree. But it is a necessary thing sometimes. Speaking of necessary things, we gotta acquire some type of map of the city or something. It's huge. You could easily get lost. What if Nikolai gets lost?
What if Nikolai gets lost?
You're not there.
He's probably not lost. He's probably just distracted.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, have you seen the place? It's massive.
I've seen just as much of it as you have.
Oh yeah.
If we can't find him, we'll just check the nearest place to tinker on shit.
That's
That's
probably
probably where he's going to end up at some point.
Definitely looking for the Tinker's Guild on the way to the tavern that we're supposed to be at. see if it is on the way.
Oh, you have so much to explore. Ozzy's like, we should probably visit the Druid Circle, and she pulls a leaf out of your hair that's been there for a while.
Yeah. Definitely should visit the Druid Circle.
You know, it's not a bad idea, but they might know a lot more on how to make druids look even like regal and
Druidier?
noble and such, I suppose, would be the correct terms. I don't know. Is there such a thing for druids?
Ozzy looks over at you, and it's this look of just pure murder.
Don't look at me like that. I don't know. You think I understand this? I barely still learning it too.
And it's just this sharp sideways glance of like, don't fucking talk down to me.
A shrug.
It just kind of picks up a worm, and it's like this worm with like all these like little colorful spines, and just plops it down and just stabs it with its beak.
Worm.
Wherever I am, I'm going to get a little further away from it.
A bird that's afraid, or a cat that's afraid of birds.
Motherfucker stab happy and almost killed me because I tried to be nice and pet him.
And to be fair, although it was an accident what Mongo did, Blue did want to eat Mongo.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So
He is in the right to be scared of birds.
So you want to visit basically find a direction for like nobility.
A directory itself of just the city.
Yeah.
That we have
What about
information
you?
to work with.
Well, might as well try to find a spell to help Cayenne.
Alright, so you want to find a magic shop.
Yep.
Because I know that Cayenne and Osling both have got to go to the magistrate at some point.
We all gotta go. I think we all have to be there at the same time.
And you want to go to see the Druid Circle.
Yes.
Osling's like, you know, a wise druid once told me, and she takes a dead carcass of like a bug out of your hair,
Stretchy cat.
that you should probably ask the tavern keeper, because they generally know a lot more than strangers do.
It's very true.
And she looks over. Id, don't play with your food. And Id looks over, tears the worm in half and eats half of it.
Osling, have you ever been in large cities like this one before in your travels?
Of course, when I was traded as a workhorse.
Sorry I asked.
Traded.
Yes, there's a brief period when I was traded around as a simple workhorse.
It sounds like some new names that need to go on the list.
As in, you decided to work for a certain individual and they said, hey, go work for that guy instead?
She reaches up and pulls away her cloak, and you can see deep, scars on her neck.
We really do need to actually write all these names down.
Does it look like I actually enjoyed it?
Not anymore. I was really hoping that you kind of did. Okay, we're going to be busy. That's fine.
I would have.
Definitely need to go to the magic
I will
shop,
say
find a
this:
peace house.
I'm sure that she enjoyed getting rid of them or watching them being gotten rid of much more.
Any of them left?
Oh no, they fell down a ravine and quite painfully died, and they asked me to save them while they were dangling off the edge, and I simply said, oh, I can't be bothered, I'm shackled here.
Good on you.
I'd be mindful
Yes,
of where
it's free for you.
Id is and go up and give Osling a high five. Well, okay, it's kind of a low five for her.
She
but
looks very confused by the gesture, not understanding it at all.
He's a high five.
Usually it's a very...
It's really awkward. She's like,
Basically, it's like clapping, except you're clapping his hand.
It could be celebratory or...
She grabs you by your
congratulatory.
wrist, picks you up,
Close enough.
and sets you back down.
Basically, when someone was like, good job,
Is a
they'd offer that to you.
No, she gave you gifts at the Willowfall.
I thought she came with us on the ship.
She's traveling separate because she still has things to deal with there.
Yeah. She's got
She's
courts
got her
to, she's
own
got
list.
courts to go to.
that is very, very long.
In fact, there's probably a court that she's at right now.
Yeah.
Because I think she,
going to.
I think she said she had to travel straight to court when she got to the city.
Yep.
Well, one of the first things we have to do very soon is go to see the magistrate.
Nikolai,
Yes.
you're wandering along and you see this peculiar sign. It's
Okay.
kind of sideways. It looks like various things. You guys carry on. And it's kind of slanted at sideways, and across it is like a bunch of looks like ballistas with goblins riding them. And there's another sign directly below it that says, with an arrow pointing down, it says the Fallout.
Oh, okay.
Because
And there's
if
really
anything,
rustic stairs that go down.
could
What time of day is it?
find some things from there.
Probably about,
because at least they would have
mid-afternoon.
things that could
Mid-afternoon.
find
So
my
it's
hair
like-
back.
Have we eaten lunch yet?
Naturally.
On the ship you did.
Oh, we should be. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll pop in the place
Mm-hmm.
because Cox says it's a great place, and see what they got on the menu.
It's okay.
Here we go, guys.
Yep.
Literally perfect for the Fallout.
I thought someone was squealing their tires.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Or squealing a
I was
pig.
I was like,
Weird
who's
way, it
doing
also
donuts
kind of
outside?
works because we're in a large city.
How are you going to squeal it?
Someone is squealing wagon wheels. They're dangerous chuck wagon races.
I also imagine
No, I got it.
airships
No,
making
I
weird
got
noises.
it. I got it. Some fucking wizard cast animate object on the wagon wheels to get them to move on their own now, and they decided to burn out.
This is what we've been dealing with for the past 3 days.
Lovely.
That's
Yeah.
a thing.
So, yeah, you pop into the Fallout. It's dimly lit. It's actually, the doors got various different sizes, and it's just propped open. You go inside, it's dimly lit. You see a bunch of tinkers here, dock workers, gnomes,
Ah,
all sorts of people of that sort.
cool. Cool.
And you actually go in and you see the actual the tavern owner there.
Okay.
And you're actually rather taken back by it.
All right.
And it's this, she has an apron on, and she stands a little bit taller, and she's real like, slender in nature and beautiful.
Okay.
But she literally looks like an elven designed warforged.
That is really cool.
Okay.
It's like the elven craftsmanship is all throughout her as she's sitting there and she passes the drink to someone. And she just kind of, she actually has a smile to her and a lot of liveliness to her.
Is there a place on the bar for me to go?
Yeah, there's like a little on-ramp that goes up to the top.
Well, Ace is with me, so he's...
Yeah. Ace just comes up, looks at you standing there, just grabs you like that, and just sets
Thank
you on the
you,
bar
buddy.
top.
And when she comes to me, I will speak in Sylvan. Order a coffee.
She comes over, and her eyes are like this nice violet glow, and she looks down, and she's like, "Oh, a moon mouse.
You seen more of me?
A few passed through here for curiosity's sake."
Really? Cool.
And she's just kind of, she goes over and she starts making this drink, and see her moving like with this like precision that you can respect. She comes over and sets the drink in front of you in this tiny little like thimble cup that's been handle forged onto it.
Awesome. Well, thank you. I'm Nikolai.
Ah, name's
What?
Chips.
I'm Nikolai what?
What?
No, that's my last name. I just found out myself.
Peculiar. Moon mice. Last names, designations very strange, such as... Ah, yes. Oh, I forgot they were listening.
That's the story I got with how my father picked his last name. Hence, why it's what.
I see a moon mouse with the last name. Oh, fuck, what do you want?
Huh?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
What was that?
So I'm guessing you're going to go talk to the tavern keeper.
Yeah.
All right. You see Kyan just head for the front door, and Osling's like, "I will stay here."
So, magistrate in the morning. She's probably off to the druid circle.
Oh, she's already. You heard the door close as she heads out.
There's a Cayenne now that's just
I
a dotted line.
would've, like, let Osling know where I was going.
Yeah, she knows where you're off to. She just wants to chill. Too much people too quickly, and
Oh, yeah.
I will ask her if she has any ruined kitchen utensils and stuff for Ace, because he hasn't had that delicacy in a while.
she hands you a small little Nikolai-sized menu, and it just has scraps listed.
Awesome. Can I get some scraps for my Warforged here, Ace, and that thing? Whatever sounds good. Just a small snack.
Oh, right. She gets another menu and hands it to you, and it's a different kind of menu, and it's just like all these like weird recipes you couldn't be heard about. And she's like, my companion that does the cooking, well, one of my chefs, the organic squishy kind such as yourself, and Beryl does all the cooking for Wardforge and other things.
Oh.
Specialized recipes.
Oh. Take a look at the prices. Are they affordable?
Yeah, they're actually relatively cheap. They're priced for actually the people of the docks.
I give Ace the menu. Pick what you want to eat here, buddy.
He just hands the menu back.
Call him A.
He just nods at the whole menu.
Can I afford that? How much would that be?
might
Go
have
over the
to get-
numbers real quick.
You might have to get some money from the rest of the family.
Well, do you take bake transactions here?
Of course we do.
Okay. How much is the full menu for Ace there?
2 platinum.
Okay.
Oh, that's easy.
Let him have the whole full menu.
She goes and mixes the drink, sets it down in front of him, and it's like this weird, inky black thing that has like little crystals in it that are like glowing.
Okay.
He takes a drink of it and he just burps some little bit of like pop rocks at top in the air, and it's...
And I'll eat my snack, and then when he's done, we'll head on out.
So yeah, you work your way back downstairs. Lots of people coming and going up the various fairways within this tavern, and the ways are a lot more organic than you're used to. It's not just like stairs. Instead, it's like slopes to go up and slopes to go down. There's not an elevator to be seen. Not one of those cursed devices is here.
Like, God.
And you see, like, as you walk along the walls, or walk along the pathways in the walls, you can see other fairways for smaller folk. Such as, ascended, like, weasels, foxes, things of that sort. And, even, like, Nikolai, and you see, like, little, like, bridges across the top that head off in different directions. It's like a whole second pathing system for small folk.
So I was just getting the bank account because I figured.
Yeah. So you eventually get back down to the front desk, and she finishes up with someone, and they head off in a direction, and she looks over and she's like, "Oh, a strange guest in a weird land."
Yes. I had only seen centaurs like you from a vision I'd been given before.
Well, I am most certainly honored to be within your vision. I hope I was dressed.
It wasn't you specifically, but I did see a feline centaur with some of what seemed like my family in the same valley, all residing together.
And she takes a long draw off that pipe, and her feline eyes just looking you over a little bit as she seems to be weighing you, if she wants to say anything or not. And she's like, "You're not aware of any of the lore surrounding all of our kin. Also, Driders are not our kin. You say that, I will stab you, or have the Grey Cloaks take you out."
I've never seen a Drider. I don't know what those are, so I will not assume.
They're the wretched children of Mother Loth of the Dark Elves. Half Dark Elf, half Spider.
I'm good.
You only usually find them in the Underdark.
Yeah, we were told about the Underdark, not much. It doesn't seem like a place I would want to go to aside from seeing glowing foliage. That's about it.
It's an interesting place according to the books, but I prefer more open areas.
Same. I'm not used to cities much. We were kind of summoned here. Voluntold, if you want to call it that. Given all sorts of information about our families and things of that nature, so now we've got business we have to do here. In the morning, at least.
Well, the various taverns were set to keep an eye out and wait for a strange group of children to check in at some point and send notice to the royal temple that said estranged children would check in at some point. And here is one of the estranged children talking to me.
Yes, my curiosity led me down here. After meeting you when we first came in, I was definitely very curious, as I had not seen a centaur like you before. Or would you be called a centaur? I'm sorry if that's rude.
It's not rude at all. Same family. All centaurs once kind of resided in a place called the Cradle. And then the gods deemed it all the tribes were too powerful and sent us into the winds in different directions.
I'd only heard about the tribes being all together at once only one other time. My sister briefly told me some things that she knew, but not much.
Well, there's the horse folk like you, where they're a fairly united and rather violent bunch. But my kind tends to be a different kind of violent. We tend to like to use wizardry and blow each other up.
Oh, I
Huh.
thought she was going to say play with her food.
That's interesting.
I like her.
My brother Mongo would probably really like to hear stories about that.
I grew up listening to the stories from mother and grandma. Grandma bore many scars of the duels between the different tribes. If you're interested, there is a centaur. She's in the lower crest. She works, actually owns the Outback.
Said the Outback?
Yeah.
Does it happen to be?
Is it a stable?
I was just about to say.
And she just kind of smiles. She's like, it is a general store and it resembles a giant barn.
That's too good. I like that. I can get behind that name too.
Is there rusty stuff?
Dusty stuff, dusty stuff.
We got rusty stuff and dusty stuff.
Cobweb corners?
And rusty dusty stuff.
Nobody. You wanna come here?
She's a bit rough around the edges, as any centaur can actually be, but when she warms up to you, she'll warm up to you.
Hold on to. So good.
I've only met one other centaur that's definitely a bit rough on the exterior, but I accept his nickname.
And she raises an eyebrow at this.
His name is Gunnar. He calls me Pony Keg.
I've met this fellow before.
He's rather funny, and the fruit that he gave me that I took some for my siblings is actually very, very helpful.
Okay. As I look at my thing, like,
I guess it's windy.
Wimby.
Windy.
So, out of the curiosities, what else brings you down?
I just really wanted to come down here and just chat with you for a little bit, just chill and learn a few things about the city, especially like a good place to, not look like I've been dungeon diving and things of that nature.
And she just bursts out into this really, like, happy kind of laugh. And she just looks at you and she's like, a horsekin that does not want to look like they were diving through a dungeon.
As funny as that thought is, my brother did bring up a good point. Seeing as we do have to go to the magistrate in the morning, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to look like I've been tending to the fields.
You're within the mirror market. In the morning would be the best time to actually go shopping. There are dozens of places that would be more than happy to address your lack of appropriate attire. Wonder about. Keep your belongings close, as the Grey Cloaks like to pick off belongings of those that don't look like they belong. The local Rogues Guild.
It's a good thing that I have taken my harness off for the first time.
Get some fresh air.
I think I will do that. What would be places you would recommend to avoid?
Oh, if you really want to get information, but I would recommend avoiding it, is the underground. It's quite literally, the underground, and it's claustrophobic, but it's also where the gray market is, as we're not permitted to have a black market within the city.
So they call it a gray market.
It's like a black market, but not a black market.
Yes.
Not entirely everything.
The guards and the Grey Cloaks work hand in hand, and certain despicable things are banned within the city. So the more deplorable things are not allowed. they have to keep it legal within the city limits.
For my sanity's sake, and to keep some of my siblings from getting all of us thrown into a cell, what would be things that are strictly prohibited in every area here, just so we know we don't do any of those things?
Don't steal, don't murder, don't blow up any buildings,
Well, shit.
don't
Can't make
kill
that
anyone
rules.
without a permit.
This is going to be a fucking challenge, isn't it?
Is the Hunters Guild offers bounties, and some of those bounties are to collect individuals that have done wrongdoings within the city and report them to the guards. Bounty hunting, as they like to call it.
That's interesting.
There was a dwarf that came into the city from across the ocean and decided to collect a bounty, proceeded to chase said bounty across the entire city, blew up several buildings, and eventually killed the bounty, and realized they hadn't accepted the contract.
Oof. Well, that sounds like a whole bunch of fun.
So, be sure to accept contracts if you're going to do any bounty hunting.
Yes. I will definitely let my siblings know that, as we are all basically members of the Hunters Guild. Unintentionally as well.
Non-voluntarily part of the Hunters Guild.
Hey, it pays well, though.
But I believe I will definitely take your suggestion for getting some fresh air. That airship ride was not pleasant.
Paws belong on the ground, not in the air. I will hire a druid to teleport me.
I wish I would have been teleported. Me and my sister both. I can deal with my stomach being in my throat. That I can deal with. I can deal with being nauseous. But no air. No. Leave that for the crazy brother.
Rumor has it
The only one who would like to be on an airship
Oh,
and probably screw it.
that narrows it down.
So there's a few places you can wander off to within the city. Well, this area of the city. There's a temple for religion. There's also the Druid Circle, the primary Druid Circle. There's other Druid Circle. Well, there's one in the lower, but there's not one permitted in the upper. It's not for political reasons, kind of. It's not permitted there because they actually are. I'm not good with the fancier words of that. The royals aren't allowed to be pompous. They have to mingle amongst the commoners. So certain things are not permitted in the upper area, so they have to come down here and deal with us. And the lowers. They're not allowed to sit in their high castle, well, unless you're the royal family, then they can do as they please.
Like the Italian early Renaissance, where some of the peasants were getting richer than the nobles.
So, there's various places you can wander off to here. She just kind of goes out. If you ask a guard, they can point you in the right direction. There's plenty of signs.
Thank you. I never did catch your name.
And she just kind of smiles at you a little bit, and, oh god, where'd I put her name?
Yeah, I was going to say, when Nikolai leaves, he's going to ask the name of the...
I think I might have.
Oh, the Warforge?
Yeah.
You got her name.
Chips.
Chips.
Oh, Chips, you're right,
Yeah.
I thought I did. It's like, I thought
She
I
looks like
remember it.
Misbry. And you are
Wait, what was
Misbry.
it? Misbry? I am Cayenne.
Like the pepper.
Yes.
It's
I
a good
almost-
snack.
I almost want to say my name was a joke to my temper.
Misbry, and she's the one that's the owner of the Sleepy Meadow, right?
The tavern? Yeah.
How do we spell that?
With letters.
Don't ask Tom.
Yeah.
I almost want
I
to say
can't
it's
fucking spell for shit,
Mizbrie. Like free cheese.
said with ladders. I'm gonna get you.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not.
So I take it you're going to take your leave and wander out into the...
Oh yeah. Take my leave and just wander around and check things out around the city.
Yeah, heading out, it's actually quite nice here. Being so close to the ocean, the weather's a lot cooler, and there's plenty of trees around, and some trees you've never seen before because they've come from other countries, and they've just been transplanted here, left, and planted, and cross-pollination. Some trees have just hybrided with each other.
The one thing I definitely would have left back in the room, I wouldn't be carrying with me because it's just common sense not to, would be my glaive. And of course my harness is not on me.
Yep. You're wearing your basic stuff for modesty.
Yeah.
One of these days we're going to actually get you to wear your mantle.
You don't even know about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. You head outside. There's a slight roar to the city of all the various people coming and going along the mid area, and even with the roads being wider, it's still a little bit overwhelming because you see people with all different cultures coming and going in different ways.
I'd be keeping to the less populated sides best I can.
And yes, I will be getting you a giant fucking map of this place. Oh, I gotta make a map of the different sections. Yep. So you head off. I'm assuming you're gonna ask guards here and there, and
To at least find a druid circle, or
yeah,
at least like a place that's off to where you can just kind of sit and chill or something.
yeah.
Basically a pavilion area where there's places to sit. I guess that makes sense.
One of the guards, they, unlike the Magic City, they're actually, you can see their faces. They're different cultures and things like that. And even from one guard to another, you can see they represent their own culture. You know, they have a uniform that is universal, but they have their own culture expressed in that uniform. And it's just like he's just a normal human. He's like, you're a druid.
Yes.
Druid circle. Right. Follow me.
I'll follow.
And he just kind of, motions to his comrade, and his comrade just kind of... And it's surprising to you because guards are placed evenly throughout the city so that you're not within, like, a faraway distance to get a hold of one. So if something does happen, it's easy to get a hold of guards. And you see, like, as you're moving along, you see a few people look at you. You see a shop off to the side, and you see, like, these little weird frog people. And,
If I wasn't busy, I'd probably, like, have to ridiculously resist the urge from hugging one.
just suddenly just
like,
hug
not
a frog
even
person.
ask, just hug a frog. Like, oh my god, you're so cute. Won't you be my best friend?
But they might get hopping mad. You squeeze too hard, you may croak.
At one point, you see one of the this person wearing an actual like cloak that's gray, talking to a guard, and you see him exchanging documentations between each other. And
I think my eye might be a little narrow seeing that.
actual dice because I don't have any dice on my table right now.
Like, even like if I got even just a glimpse at it, I wouldn't be trying to make out details. Be like, oh, that's suspicious.
Oh, yeah, okay, that works. The guard pauses and looks around. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just thought I saw something weird.
What's that? Immediately pulls out a scroll to write something down.
I just thought I saw someone exchanging something with a guard. I may just be seeing things.
Looks around like, you get a look at them?
A gray cloak.
Oh, yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
They work with us and give us information on more questionable things. In exchange, we give them leeway on
That hurt.
things that are slightly not okay.
Oh, so like what I was spoken to about before.
If they work with us, we keep it. They keep tabs on certain things. People are aware of that.
Okay.
If they do happen to steal from you, let us know and we can look into it. Their boss is. He's not one for petty crimes. So stealing from general populace is frowned upon. Usually you will find your belongings returned to you by the end of the night, per their boss. They might do it in practice, but they will return their belongings to you.
Well, that's good at least.
And they're more farriers of information than products, as their boss is an information broker.
That would probably come in handy for some things that me and my siblings found out in our travels, but that would be a whole nother thing.
Eventually, the guard listens and leads you, while walking and talking to you, leads you to the Druid Circle. And it's odd. You get to the Druid Circle and it's not what you're expecting. You're expecting like trees and things like that of the nature. Well, there are trees here. They kind of curve over into like almost like a hut type of situation. The primary
Like
feature...
a mud hut almost?
Not really. It's kind of like the swamp trees where they kind of curve.
Weeping willows?
Like the actual trunks of the trees actually curve.
Oh.
Almost like...
I don't know what those ones are called.
And you see like these large stones, like almost like a stone hedge type of thing, with all these like different areas, and they branch off into different directions to like almost like little common areas. Of like, and you get a glance at it, and you can see there's various nature deities you can go worship here.
Cool.
And the guard just kind of nods. Will this do?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Just be sure to bug one of us if you need to go back in another direction, and we can arrange that.
I appreciate you, thank you.
And the guard takes a slight bow and heads off in his own direction. And some birds come and go throughout the trees here, and this like fox comes walking out and looks at you from behind a stone, and it looks scraggly and like rough around the edges. You can see like its fur, there's like various scar areas,
Oh, hi.
and the fox just kind of like darts off in a direction.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
I'll make my way into the circle to look around.
And you head into the circle and you see a few other druids there going about their business. A few of them are in like, prayer to certain deities, and you hear a quiet voice behind you. And it's almost motherly in nature. Can I assist you, darling?
I would snap around pretty quick.
And you snap around, you're looking at eyeline, and you don't see anything there. And you look down, you kind of like pan down sharply, and you see this older dwarf woman with marbled gray hair. And you can see, like, she's wearing these robes where her shoulders open. You can see all of these scars. You can see deep scars along, like, her face. And, like, even though she has all these scars, she's delicate, and you can tell she's blind as a bat. Like, she has seen some serious shit.
You scared me. Okay. I was just trying to find the Druid Circle and see things around the city. I just got here.
Well, and she just kind of reaches up and she puts her hand in the air and she's like, "New Willowfall."
Yes, it just came from there.
Huh. I didn't mean to startle you.
I didn't expect to hear a voice behind me. I didn't even hear feet.
And she walks, and you still don't hear her walking. She's that quiet.
Slow blinking, like, how the fuck does she do that? Is she a ghost?
And it's like just a smell of lavender surrounds her, and like various other herbs. And that one, like, fox is still watching you here and there.
Be looking at the fox every now and again and just giving a gentle wave in their direction.
The fox just kind of darts off in another direction. Like, it's keeping tabs on you. And she's like, I'm the head of this druid circle.
It's lovely to meet you.
You as well. You seem startled by a dwarf.
Definitely did not expect to see a dwarf as a druid, to be honest with you. No offense. The only dwarves I have experience with are the tinkering kind.
Oh, the kind of deal with the organics. And a Warforged walks by and says, I'm offended by that. She's like, I'm sorry.
But I don't have much experience with dwarves other than the kind that like to play with swords or get drunk and try to flirt with centaurs.
There's nothing wrong with getting drunk.
No, not at all. But when you're so far gone that if you were to just so much as light a match or a torch and you breathe, you'll blow down an entire place. No.
You've never been to a dwarven bachelor's party.
No. No, I don't. I have been to my brother's wedding, though.
A dwarven bachelor's party usually involves alcohol infused with glycerin or other explosives. And whoever blows up first is the loser and pays for the entire tab.
Do they get resurrected to have to pay?
Usually if they can afford it.
God.
Before or
Well
after
then.
the fucking drinking bill.
That's the kind of party you go to know how much it
that's
could cost you.
That is as intense as apparently how my kind is born. For sure.
If you want, you can do an investigation on her.
I will.
You're like, I will. You guys can talk amongst yourselves because you're back in the room with a giant cat and an Osling.
I was gonna head to the magic shop.
That's an 18.
Go look for a magic shop. And he scoots off without you.
No, I would have already told him that we'll hit up the magistrate in the morning.
Do you go with?
Sure, why not? Let's take a look.
Okay.
While I
Oh, goody.
consuming my coffee and my little snack, and Ace is getting his snacks. I'll ask Chips if she knows where the Tinker's Guild is.
Oh, she definitely does, and she lets you know it's on the middle crest. And that there's an
Where
entire...
are we?
She's like, we're on the middle crest,
Okay.
but above it. So you have to take the elevator down.
Oh, okay.
That would be awesome.
Is it on the way to the tavern? I forget what the name of the tavern is.
1 second, I have it right here. The Sleepy Meadow.
Sleepy Meadow. Is it on the way to Sleepy Meadow? Do you know?
Okay. Yeah, the scars that she has don't look like they were caused by blades, but claws.
Huh.
Knowing Gaian, she'll just outright probably ask, like, how the fuck that happened?
Cayenne is very curious, but she also doesn't want to be rude and outright ask. So would definitely love a story on how some of those scars came to be, for sure.
Oh yeah, they're definitely caused by, like, you're like, oh, those are claw marks. And some of them look like they were really deep.
Like, probably fit a finger in the groove sort of deep.
Yeah. Like, she has scars to bear.
Sleepy Meadow.
She probably has scars from a bear.
Once her and Cayenne get kind of, like, settled where they're sitting somewhere,
You're the one putting your paws on my
Cayenne's
keyboard.
definitely gonna, like, ask her about, like, what her favorite, like, medicinal herbs that are beneficial to her to look out for, and probably one of her favorite creatures she's encountered on her travels, so Cayenne can try to see one.
She sits down and she just kind of smiles at you a little bit, and it's like this really lovely, like grandma type of smile. And she's like, favorite medicinal herbs, and she actually grabs like this little like pot, like she instinctively knows where it's at, and she opens it up and she takes out this flower, and it almost looks like a black orchid, but you can see specks of almost like water on it, but it's not water. It's almost like little glowing crystals. She holds one out to you.
I'll gently take it to look at it.
And as you're holding it in your hands, it kind of gives off like a soft, like, if you're holding like an electric toothbrush almost, like a soft vibration in your hands.
Huh. What is this called?
And she tells you, she's like, I don't know the name off the top of my head. It's some weird elven name. And I don't have the tongue to speak elven. I sound like I'm butchering something or swearing at somebody. But it's from the deep, it's one from the deep forest where the moon elves reside. And they bring them here. It's one of their exports.
I've heard of moon elves, but I've never met one before.
Beautiful creatures, from what I understand. Give off fantastic auras. And these flowers only bloom under a full moon, and then over the course of the year they dissipate their energies and cease to be.
That's actually really cool. Gonna take some time to draw a picture of it if I don't already have it in my guide.
Yeah, you don't have it in your guide, and as you go to hand the flower back to her, she just pushes it back in your direction.
I will hold on to it. It's so pretty. I want to learn more about this.
Are you going to pet this flower?
I'm not going to pet it. I'm holding it as gently as I can at this point.
Yeah, you're like,
I don't want to break it. I don't want to break it. Treat it like it's basically a glass bubble.
yeah, eventually the flower, once it starts to get to that turning point, the petals will become crystalline and eventually just turn to dust.
Oh, that's really cool.
Once it just fully dissipates. She's like, my favorite creature, as you ask, is actually the only thing I've ever seen an owlbear terrified of.
What?
They live in the deep glacial, and they're an offshoot of the owlbear, and they're referred to as a dragon bear.
Huh?
I just heard Tom's jaw at the table.
I've already encountered an owlbear.
So think of an alligator that got frisky with an owlbear, and they had offspring.
What? That
I
word
must
means
ask.
is so weird to me.
Of the information that you know about them, how large do they get?
Oh, the smallest one that I've been told that they are is about 15 feet. They get up to 20.
Oh.
Their claws are often used by stone giants as scythes.
I've already encountered an owlbear once.
Tom looks
My
petrified.
lovely birds who wanted to try to yoke one of the babies that I tried to help, and thankfully the mother, I'm assuming at this point, has forgotten that we exist, which I'm very glad of. I don't want to meet I kind of don't want to meet a dragon bear, but at the same time, I'm curious as why not one day.
They're far more ill-tempered than an owlbear.
I would like to meet one from a distance.
Go on safari?
So Cayenne's basically just like one of the bird watchers, but with the most lethal animals.
No, she just wants to go see like an archdruid or archdruidess's favorite creature. If it's super lethal, from a safe distance.
Oh my god, she's like, what's his name? She's like Steve Irwin and Bear Grylls hybrided together.
Nah, I don't know about that. Steve Irwin will actually walk up and poke a bear with a stick.
She'll just go up to like one of the assailants and be like, "Crikey!"
I'd say I'd be an Irwin, but if I were an Irwin, I would be Bendy. I would be Bendy. I can be I'll be more like the firstborn. She's fine with animals, but she's smart about it. She's not gonna put herself into potential danger like going to the water with a stingray.
Yeah. We all miss Steve Irwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, his son is almost like a carbon copy. You've seen
Oh yeah. Have you seen the work? Have you seen the work that he's doing in the zoo still? And there's a Steve Irwin Day.
Yeah, his son is literally just like a carbon copy. Does all the same stuff his dad does.
Yeah, he took over.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Looks just like him too. It's terrifying.
Bendy not so much, but Robert, he actually gave Bendy away at her wedding in place of their dad.
Are you saying Bindi or Bendy?
Bendy.
With an I.
Bendy, as in a
Yeah,
bendy that is used for decoration on the head as religious meetings and for weddings.
Okay.
Not bendy as in like a bendy straw.
Okay.
So you spend some time with her.
Learning some things about like plants that would be beneficial on the travels to look out for. If we go anywhere within like a week, like traveling anywhere else.
So you two brothers talk to a guard, get pointed in a direction, and you get to the front of this place, and there's just like a nondescript sign there, and it almost feels like you're in the wrong location. And a wizard walks past you, goes inside, dusting their feet off at the door.
I guess this is the right place.
Yeah.
Is it large enough for a feisty to go fit through?
Yeah.
I'll dust myself off.
Feisty pats herself down. Some dust comes off her.
Careful not to bump anything, feisty. I don't know what is in here.
She looks at you.
Okay, look, I'm guilty of it, but you've done it before too.
Yeah, we're more worried about you bumping into something.
I'm worried about it too. Which is why I'm not gonna touch anything unless they say otherwise.
So you head inside and
Yep.
you're surprised. You walk in, you're like, are we in the right place still? Because it looks like an antique store. There's like dust on some things, and it's like this. There's narrow pathways going in different directions. Lots of things in glass cases. Some things on like stands. And it's. You see wizards here like talking, and you see them talking. One wizard is talking to a shopkeeper, and you see another shopkeeper, and he looks very similar. And you see another shopkeeper talking to someone else that looks strikingly resembles the other ones, and you're like, oh, they're brothers.
Or clones, or there's some magic going on.
What strikes you the most is that all three of them are stone giants. They're three brothers that are stone giants of different sizes.
Big boys, gotcha.
Oh, so they are all different. They're not
Yeah.
identical. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Stone giant brother wizards.
yeah, and you found the Traveling Mage 3.
Traveling Mage 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're still in the mid section, right?
Yep. You haven't taken a gondola to another one.
The gondola.
Yeah, there's sky gondolas that take you between the different floors. Or sections, I should say. So do you go and approach one of them?
Once it looks like they're done conducting business with whoever they were talking to first.
Yeah, you actually see one, he's just kind of sitting there, he's kind of tapping his hands on the table, and he's actually rather short for a stone giant. He's only like 5'5", 5'6", in that range.
He could still be pretty young.
And he's like, it's what's even more shocking is like, he's almost like a beanstalk built for a stone giant. And he's just got like these really, like, you can tell they're like glued on like mutton chops. He's like just trying to like rock this look, but he's got his leather apron on, and he's just like, he's trying to just like try this look. And his brothers, every once in a while, they glance at him, just shake their head like.
Are the mutton chops made of like obsidian?
No, they're just like almost like animal fur or like donated hair. It's just like put on, like just glued on. Just you're not working so well.
I would have said it would have been like copper wire shavings that curled.
I see that on a Warforged, actually.
Yeah.
Kind of like the beard. Kind of like the beard you saw on Transformers.
Oh, no, you know
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Stone giant mutton chops made of moss could work.
That
would
actually
work
would look
really
really.
well.
A druid stone giant that has moss.
That would look
Moss
cool.
or
could-
roots or,
or algae.
You know?
Yeah.
Lichen.
All right, so you
He's trying. He's trying.
so you approach this guy. And he's like, "Whoa,
Hello.
whoa,
Hello there.
we cat, we lizard, but not we."
True. We're a bit more civilized than that than to do that knitting right in the corner.
And his sleeves are all rolled up, so you can see like he's trying to look like as intimidated as his brothers, but it's not working. I am Elmis, and you are
I'm Mongo.
Mongo.
This
You
is
are
Scav.
Scabbard. Welcome to the Brothers 3. How can I be of service to you?
It's our first time in
Casil.
Casil, so first time in the shop, obviously. But we were just kind of wondering, I need to pick up a few spells.
Ah, spells, right. Not my specialty. I specialize in armors and trinkets and cooking utensils. I will be right back. He walks over to one of his brothers just like instantaneously. And he walks over to the larger stone giant that stands about 6 foot tall. And he's a little bit plump for a stone giant. And he's like, they're arguing back and forth about dealing with the customer. And he's like, I'll take over. And this other stone giant walks over and he looks like he's like, you won. He looks down at you, puts his hand on the table, looks down at you. Cat wants spells. I am Hef, you are...
I'm Mongo. This is my brother Scav.
Scabbard.
Okay,
What was your name again?
Hef.
I assume it's exactly how it sounds.
Yep,
And then what was the other one's name?
Elmis. You're just broken over
I
there.
fucking love it.
Elnis and
I
Okay.
haven't got what the third one's name is yet.
Not yet.
So, scrolls.
Yes.
Spells, but can you spell it?
I'm gonna look around, see if I see any sign that says no using magic in shop.
He sees that look on your face. Like, don't you dare. I'll have my other brother put you in a headlock.
So Elmis said that he specializes in armors and utensils and such. What do you work with?
Scrolls.
Scrolls.
I honestly specialize in very hard to get and very unique scrolls and one-offs.
Oh. How are you with trade?
Well, if you got the coin, I will trade the coin for scrolls.
Obviously, but also I've got this one. It's rather interesting.
So, what
Only
is-
had to use it the one time, but it was rather fun.
Huh. You've got my interest.
I cast it and made a rather large mushroom.
He just reaches in his pocket and he pulls out a scroll and he sets it down. And it's an interesting looking scroll. This one is by a wizard, of course. It's called Steel Shell.
I'm interested.
Of course you would be, brother.
Don't mind a condescending one.
You pat him on the back. Mean it only in good faith.
So you're willing to trade one unique scroll for another unique scroll?
I'd be more than happy to make you a copy of the one that I have.
Copy.
Well, I still want to be able to use it.
You know, I could do the copying myself. It would cost a fee, of course, and at least that way everything is pristine.
He's trying to get money out of you no matter which way you want to go.
Yep. Should have thought about making the copy beforehand. How much is the fee, out of curiosity?
25 platinum starting.
Gee. I'll be back in an hour and I'll just give you a copy.
Yeah. Do you mind if I ask you what that one does?
Steel Shell. It's created by an actual headmaster of a school, and basically it creates a steel turtle shell around you to protect you, providing ample defense. Tom's like, exclamation mark.
Question, do you happen to know the name of said wizard?
Of course. His name was Gar.
Shit.
I knew that's where she was going.
Holy shit. Gar became a headmaster, huh?
Apparently.
That is awesome.
Fuck, I guess I gotta do it now.
Now you kind of have to, yeah.
Calm. You're over there just spinning in your shoes right now.
Yeah, kind of really want to know the story of that one.
I've seen him like partially.
Well, as the player of Gar, you can make the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently. Somebody made the fucking spell. 25, you said?
Yes. That's the starting price. From there on, it increases by 10 platinum per quality grade.
Show him the mushroom spell.
Takes a look at it. Okay quality of paper. Pulls out one of those things, starts looking at it up close. Ink could be a little bit better.
Monocle.
Yeah.
That spell is wild.
You actually know nothing about it there.
Yeah.
Actually, I saw it happen from a distance.
You don't know that
yeah,
was
but you don't know
us.
that was him.
Yeah.
Actually told us about it.
So while you guys are working in the shop, he's evaluating things. You eventually do head out and
Head to the. You know, is the Tinker's Guild on the way to the Sleepy Meadow?
no, it's off in a different direction.
Alright, it's getting late afternoon now, early evening now. Been there
Yeah.
for a couple hours probably because Ace had the entire menu.
Yeah, he even had his pinky up eating some of the food, like all fancy, like truly enjoying it.
Alrighty, yeah, I head to the Sleepy Meadow then.
Does Ace have a bit of a pot belly now?
I would imagine so. That was a lot of damn food.
Oh, he indulged. You gonna hang out for a little bit longer there, or are you just gonna be like,
I'd probably see if there was an altar or anything to the lady. If not, I would go to the temple.
you don't find an altar to it, but she does ask you what you're looking for, and you do. That fox eventually does come and hang out with her. It just kind of watches you a little bit while it's hanging out with her.
I'm trying to find like an altar to my lady, but it doesn't seem like she has much of a popularity.
I would check the temple. Well, she might not have much popularity here, and I haven't heard of her. I could do some research with some of my colleagues to find out more about her. They're blood hunters, so they might be more in common with her.
I had heard the term blood hunter, but I'm still unsure of what that is.
They're a group of people that look after me, and I give them advice, and from a druid perspective, they give me advice from a more arcane perspective. They cover a wide variety of dealing with phantasms and lycanthropes and monstrosities and hunting things down that go bump in the night.
So they hunt down things akin to the giant rat that we saw before.
She looks very perplexed at this, like,
You said lycanthropes. From what we remember as kids, we dealt with this giant rat, like bipedal rat monster thing that ended up shooting baby rats out of its stomach.
she looks a little appalled by this, and she's like, that sounds like a monstrosity that they would deal with.
It was not pleasant. I was very angry at my brother for basically electrocuting the babies into nothingness.
Monstrosities breed monstrosities. Usually it's a rare case in which they don't.
True. I wanted at least one of them alive so I could figure out exactly what that thing was.
The fox tilts its head out like, fuck. Like this look like, fuck. So it's like, you're seeing this fox, she's giving her this look like sideways glance, like, she's like, I'm being glared at, aren't I?
Yes, by the same fox who has been spying on me very rudely from a distance.
Ah. Loom.
All I wanted to do was say hello, and they just start off and just continue to stare at me.
Loom is my companion and does a lot of sightseeing for me. And she just starts laughing at her own joke that she just made.
Loom is a very delightful creature to see from a distance.
Loom is not so fond on people.
That makes two of us.
That makes three of us.
My sister, she's in the room right now. She's very much so not enjoying the mass of people that are here. The airship was not kind to us either. Being centaurs, that's not fun for us.
I refuse to go anywhere near those. I don't do well on flying objects.
My sentiments exactly. My four hooves belong on the ground, where there's earth.
She pauses. Oh, centaur.
Yes.
Okay.
And she looks over at the. Turns her head in the direction of the fox. You didn't tell me that. And the fox just kind of like.
Yes, all I heard was a voice behind me and saw no one. So I was very, very spooked when I looked down to see there is a lovely dwarven lady behind me.
I am very quiet. It's part of my nature, and
I need to get more quiet, apparently. 'Cause these hooves are definitely heavy and they make a lot of noise. My boots help with that sometimes. Not always.
so she points you in the. After talking a little bit longer, she points you in the direction of the actual place you want to go. Where is it? The Pyre Temple, which is the central temple of the entire city.
Before I would go, I would get down to a more appropriate level and offer her a hug if she would accept it.
She takes a hug, and she's oddly very warm. It's like being hugged by like a little furnace almost.
Almost like when you have a flashlight on, you cover it with a blanket and then you touch the blanket.
Yeah, and it's that nice warmness.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're gonna probably head off to the temple. So Osleen looks at you come in, and she looks at you, and she's like, she has something in her hands, like she's about to throw it at you. She's like, "Oh, she's Nikolai."
Huh?
Would you ever expect a rodent to walk in the room like he owns the place?
I mean, wow, I'm just a rodent, huh?
That is your species.
Okay.
Good to see
Were you just gonna squish me?
Well, that was part of the order of operations.
Oh, come on. If anybody can appreciate order of operations, it's a fucking mechanic.
Maybe try to ask questions first.
That's what killing you and bringing you back and asking the questions are. That way you're in full control.
Oh.
Can't argue with the logic.
that chin tremble right there.
You were just going to squish me. Oh my god.
Look, if you weren't expecting someone to just waltz in that was a mouse, you would be in apprehension
Where
too.
would I be going?
Well,
You should expect a mouse to come in here.
no, I don't, Nikolai, because you like to tinker. I figure you'd be buried in some hole doing your tinkering.
I just got back.
I didn't expect you to scurry in here. And Ace is just kind of like, he's over there just chilling out with Feisty.
Yeah, Feisty with us.
Oh no, okay, yeah, Feisty's with you, so Ace is just chilling out.
Okay. Don't squish me. I already have a problem with my brothers trying to eat me before.
Fuck's fucking kids. Go, man.
Never gonna let it go. You're trying to eat me.
She looks you up and down and she's like, you do know that intestines are often a lot like pasta. Warm, too.
No.
And Id looks over. No.
Thank you, Ed.
I'm not going to eat you. I was just protecting myself. And
From a mouse.
I could have thrown Cayenne's glaive at you.
Either way, it would have sucked.
Embrace it. Good
Where
to
is
see
everybody?
you. Cayenne went off to speak to the centaur downstairs and off to the druid circle, I assume.
Yeah, I didn't see her downstairs.
Mongo went to go wiggle his finger somewhere.
Probably went to a shop.
Scabbard followed behind him.
Okay.
And now you've entered the room, and what are your plans? Said scurry.
Wow. You think so highly of me, huh?
I do. If I didn't, I wouldn't carry on a conversation with you.
Ah. Alright.
Really adorable.
It's like, but my scurry though. Cayenne had to help teach Nikolai how to scurry.
That's right.
That was
He
so
did the
awkward.
infiltration.
Like that.
Had to help teach Nikolai how to be a rat.
A centaur teaching a mouse to be a rat. Splendid.
You know, that brings up a really valid point. Why didn't you just wild shape to show him how to do that?
I don't have that
She
ability.
doesn't have that ability, man.
Circle of Shepherd has that ability.
That's true.
I gave
Circle
up
of
that
Moon.
first. I gave that up for my Halo of Spores.
And now you're getting something even cooler.
So, anything cool about this place?
Just like, it's a tavern. People come here. And lots of foliage.
Our room, silly.
She reaches up and touches one of the plants, and it closes up, getting rid of light. Touches again and opens up, providing light.
That's pretty cool. What is that?
It's a plant. Have you
Yeah,
ever?
I know it's a plant. What type of plant is it?
She looks at you.
Name of plant.
Take that
Species.
on a plate. Could you make a light sound?
Nikolai,
Yes.
Oh god.
I deal with dead things.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty cool plant.
There's also bugs roaming about.
Why are there bugs roaming about?
She looks around at the abundance of foliage.
Our room is a bunch of foliage.
There's plants everywhere.
Alright.
Like, is the furniture made out of plants?
It's actually made out of roots.
I didn't ask this earlier, but in the room is the floor like basically like a moss floor, essentially.
It's a redwood floor.
That's
Red,
cool.
like red.
Moss carpet floor.
It's like redwood planks that have been put down, but they've been basically reclaimed by the actual place.
I got a question. Are the beds literally just like big ass leaf hammocks?
Essentially.
That's so great. I love it.
Alright. You just staying here for the day? You going out tonight?
Safety.
Safety.
Do I look like I deal well with people?
Well, you haven't totally, like, actually killed me yet, so.
Not that you're aware of.
Huh? You tried to say you killed me before? I have questions to ask Cayenne now. Did you let your sister kill me?
Honestly,
We kind of figured you would have gone to the Druid Circle too.
Honestly, coming in with the fucking home runs. So, you go looking for the temple.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not hard to find. You easily can grab a guard. They take you there. And it's getting way later in the afternoon at this point. And the temple itself is... You stop, and the guard stops with you and is like looking at you because you're staring at it. The temple looks like a hand, like this, essentially, and the various fingers are various, like, actual, like, pillars or towers. But what's even more interesting about it is that you can see the sun passing through it. It looks like it's reaching up to grab the sun. And it kind of comes down into a shape almost like an actual, like it was formed this way. And you can see along the actual palm of it is all this various stained glass that illuminates the inside.
Oh, that's cool.
And, yeah, the guard's like, you okay?
This is different than another temple I've seen before.
They come in all shapes and sizes.
Maybe they'll actually know about my lady in here.
The guard takes you to the front steps. They're like, fuck, steps. And you go through the double doors, and inside it's actually rather warm. You can see stairs heading to the various towers. And yeah, what's odd to you is there's building supplies in here for renovations of the actual temple to update things or move things around. The middle temple, though, there's no like effigy there like in the previous temple. Instead, there's this waterfall that seems to come out of nowhere that comes down and is surrounded by various prayers things and candles. And all across the actual temple, it's almost like a rainbow pattern from the stained glass. And the guard's like, you okay? I can head off.
And yeah, I'll be fine.
Alright. And the guard heads off in their own direction. You're currently at the temple.
Go in a little deeper and take a very quiet look around.
Okay. You
Minding
guys,
where I step.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're, what are you guys doing?
Paying about 25 platinum for a new spell.
Really? Okay. You're actually gonna pay it? Alright. Mark it off.
With Elvis, actually.
Alright, you're gonna talk to Elmas? Alright. With that, we're gonna take our quick break, get some food in us, get to the bathroom, all that fun stuff. We'll come back and pick this up. Because it seems like you guys are having fun,
Yes.
meeting all sorts of new people.
I have someone here that specializes in armors. I might be able to find something for Feisty.
Yeah.
And maybe even figure out what to do with this big ass block of obsidian that I have.
Carrying around. Cayenne, so you find yourself wondering about this temple, taking in its majesty. And you kind of
very careful.
you come around and you see someone there, and it kind of throws you for a loop. They're reading a book. Their back is to you. They stand about 5 feet tall, but their hair comes up almost like it would be flames, but around the like actual edges and stuff, it looks like autumn leaves, like that browning and golden color and such. And they have long, pointy ears with various things hanging off of them. And they're wearing very open robes, almost like belly dancer style. And you can feel warmth coming from where you're at.
I'm gonna observe quietly from a distance and continue looking around the temple.
And as you take one last look at her, you see that her skin is like a soft golden orange color. Parts where it's like sun-kissed is like almost like a golden yellow color. And as you look around the temple, and you feel that warm presence again, and easy enough. And may I assist you?
I might actually need some assistance.
And you're just looking at her, and her eyes are like this auburn, emerald, amber kind of color. Very elven in nature. She's striking, like, why is she in a temple? And she has her hands put together, and you can see bracelets with all sorts of different emblems on it, deity symbols. You're looking for something. Newfound faith in a god?
Yes, I'm a druid and I abandoned the Circle of Spores due to someone very unsavory. And I have switched paths to embrace the Circle of My Lady, but within the druid circles I've been to, she's not very well known.
And she just kind of lets off a very soft smile. Ah, interesting. Let's consult my library. Come with me.
I'll follow.
Tom's like, wait, she has her own fucking library? And she goes to the middle and she walks through the water fountain into like a stairway. And the water just sizzles off her like steam. And she doesn't have to worry about getting wet. And she just follows the steps down. They're wide enough for a centaur to go down. Even a loxodon, as big as they are.
Jesus.
The place is designed with all sizes in mind. And you come to this large open area with various bookshelves. You see, it's like being in an actual very warmly lit library with candles and such. And she's like, and who's your lady?
I tell her name, I can't pronounce her actual name.
I gave you her name, right?
You did, but I can't pronounce it, so...
Can you send it back to me?
Yes.
Because I have it somewhere and I don't want to look for it because it'll take me quite a while. I move things around too much. It's like, this note needs to go here. Nope, it actually belongs in this section.
That makes sense.
I thought you did. Yeah, I thought you did. But no, we've just been calling her.
It's simply the lady. That's what I thought
Yeah,
we
in
were
our
doing.
chats.
Yeah, because I don't remember actually giving you her name. It's been one of those, like, hidden things from you, essentially, like, not mentioned.
Yeah.
I like how Papa was called the lost one for the longest time.
So she starts going through various books and describe her.
From what I had seen, I assume it was the lady that I had met when I had spoken to her before. But she's this very beautiful woman. You can't really see her face. She wears white robes. She's the Lady of Blood.
She just nods a little bit. Interesting. And she heads off to another section. And you see these, like, wrought iron gates. And she puts her hand on it, and you can see some smoke come off of it. And you see these symbols appear along the gates, and they open for her.
What I remember from her appearance to the vision that she gave to me, she was elven in appearance and very beautiful. Her robes were form-fitting and long. And they were adorned in trinkets.
She starts looking through various books, and these books look old.
Her, I believe it was a paladin or one of her knights, were very terrifying.
You actually saw the true form of the lady, too. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. I know. That's why I'm kind of playing it off as I don't really remember, because her depiction was vague. She was tall and beautiful, elven in appearance, but most of her face was shrouded.
She starts going through things. Perhaps this. And she starts reading through the book, changing the pages. If you want, you can do a perception. 15? I thought you said 50 for me. I'm like, holy
No, 15.
shit.
50. How the hell did you get that number?
I noticed the grain of everything. Every dust speck in this entire place. You missed a spot. You looking at the book that she's going through, and you can see that it's actually it's not parchment, it's actual, like, leather. Almost like skin, and the ink itself is infernal in nature. And the book's like about this big, and she's holding it in her hand. You can see the muscles flexing in her arm because it's heavy.
An infernal deity.
And she starts looking through it, and she's like... And she turns the book around and holds it out to you, and there's a rough, like, sketch of some sort of deity. Is this it?
I will take a closer look.
And with your perception, it looks like the lady you're looking for.
That looks like the lady from my vision.
She turns it back around. Not quite what you told me. But that's okay. On the good side, she's not an evil deity. She is a betrayer deity, though.
That's what Mushroom Deity told me and my siblings when we blew up his temple.
She reads through the book, the few pages, and over things. She sits down on this chair that's there, like she sat there quite a few times. This lady, Balaeus, is a betrayer deity, as I've stated already. And she is the daughter of the one true demon king that is long dead.
Who is he exactly?
I will not discuss his name because names give power, especially to those
Could you tell me the name of at least a place where I could find information so you don't have to mention the name?
Possibly the information broker. According to what is present here and what is known about her and the history that comes from the infernal nature, is that she was the only daughter of this deity, and he wanted her to follow in the footsteps, much like the brothers, and she rejected that and went her own direction, saying that demons could actually do good as opposed to evil. And she turns the page reading, and also according to this, he sent his sons, 3 of them, to course her into actually joining the proper ranks as he saw fit, and she returned all their heads in a box.
Oh. I wasn't told this much.
She left the 9 hells, found worshippers, and surpassed her father, and is now one of apparently the deities of the realms.
A Dark Redeemer. Those are rare.
He's fucking scared.
How do you think I felt meeting one of her high priestesses and seeing her knights?
She turns another page. There's rumors that her sword is actually forged from one of the scales of actual Bahamut that she asked it as a favor. Something that good would be able to actually cause the damage to a prime deity, a prime demon.
Huh. She gets more terrifying as I hear about her, but
She's also the deity of truths. She does not like liars amongst the gods and will call them out on their own sins, including her own and mistakes. And she really doesn't like demons. Unless they can redeem themselves. I hope this information is useful to you.
it is useful. I want to do right by her.
Well, I don't think you're worshipping any demons, because you would have probably have met one of her people at this point.
Yeah, I have met briefly. I don't know if it was an influence from the wild magic, but I did briefly meet one of her high priestesses. That was terrifying, I will say that. But I was gifted the very short chance to speak with my mother.
And then you have her favor. She is one of the oldest deities, and there's not a lot of information remaining because of the various cataclysms. What we do have is scarce. But she does have plenty of worshippers within the world, and that gives her power as all deities. The less worshippers a deity has, the less power they have.
Where would you recommend that I search to find other worshippers of her so I can at least speak to them and gain more knowledge?
There might be a few within the city. Visit the information broker. He might be able to give you advice and information regarding those individuals in exchange for information or a coin.
I definitely will.
If you want, you can try and do a perception on what she is.
I definitely want to do that because I am very curious.
Tom's curious too.
16.
16? You don't know a lot about either or, but she could very well be an Eladrin or a Genasi or both.
I'll look it up later.
That's cool.
Manny's are like, what the fuck?
There's a lot to take in there. Unfortunately, Skybritter's not there.
That's a very powerful priestess.
That's a scary priestess.
All I can sit here and think is, how did Fire Princess become a priestess?
Eladrin are basically the nature elves.
Oh, I know. I
Yeah.
saw those. I wanted to make one as a character, but I don't know how I'd be able to handle, like, changing with the seasons.
She's very well tempered, kind of the fact that she's a fire Genasi and a fall Eladrin, or a summer Eladrin.
That's really cool, though.
Terrifying if she gets angry, probably.
Yeah. It'd be very spooky.
She takes you back upstairs, and there is a small shrine to your deity off in an area. None of the candles are lit. It hasn't been touched in a while. And she's like, I will leave you in peace.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome. You're free to stay here as long as you want. We're open.
May I ask your name?
And she just smiles very bit. Hieronymus.
It's lovely to meet you, Hieronymus. I'm Cayenne.
I already knew that. But it's pleasant to meet you as well.
That probably would have made her lift a hoof very slightly, like, how the fuck? Okay.
High priestess of a temple.
Very knowledgeable, and Cayenne will have to get used to that.
Completely different than Fought. So she heads off, and that warmth of her presence leaves you as she goes back to tend to things within the temple. She goes and talks to Owlkin, asking them questions, and guides them off to a location.
Cayenne would probably smile if she saw the Alkin, because she remembers the Alkin that went with her to the stables.
It's a horned Owlkin.
Yee. Like the big great horned owls.
Yeah.
Oh, yay.
And it's got a cloak on. It's all fuzzy around here, making them look like they're a little stout a little bit.
Like fuzzy like the baby owls? Almost.
It's their cloak, so it's like fur almost. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So back to the Brothers 3. So you're looking for armor.
I'm looking for two things from to speak with Elmas, actually.
All right.
Hello, Elmas.
Oh, hey.
I remember you saying something about working with armor and weapons and such.
Yeah, of course.
Well, my companion here at Feisty on our side, I've been looking for a while now for some way of making armor for her that would allow her to utilize her natural abilities. I don't suppose you would know anything in the terms of how that would work with a displacer piece, would you?
Honestly, animal armor is uncommon, especially for something like that, and the only people I've known that come across that is Lady Corin.
Lady Corin. How do you spell that?
Sound it out, my friend.
Okay, and where would I find this person?
She's in the shop referred to as the Hole in the Wall. You're gonna have to look for it.
Hole in the wall. Oh, right. That's understandable. Next question. Would you be able to work with something such as this? Pull up a big ass hunk of obsidian.
Roll a dexterity.
Hmm.
Go
New
left.
dice. Alright. That was, you said dex?
Yep.
16.
You take it out and you feel it slide a little bit, and you just grab it real quick and pull it close to your body, but not enough to like snap it in half. You're like, oh.
It is rather large.
And he's like, that is a large piece of obsidian. Yeah. Not sure about that one.
Do you know of anyone that would be able to work with something like this?
Possibly. Corin would be interested in it. I hate to cross promote, but they're in a completely different class than us.
And where would I be able to find this place called Hole in the Wall?
Exactly that.
It's a hole in the wall.
If you're looking for it, you'll find it. If you're not looking for it, you won't find it.
Understandable. Okay. Back away. Oh!
He broke his computer again.
No, D&D Beyond crashed.
The joys of finding that location.
Alright, well, thank you.
It will be ready in a couple of days.
Oh, thank you so much.
Once the copying is done, you'll be provided with your scroll back, and as well as the other scroll.
Oh, that makes sense.
Insurance policy.
Of course.
And if the scribing doesn't work and your scroll has happened to be destroyed, we will double the cost of it and return the funds to you.
Not likely to happen, though, is that?
Oh, no.
Okay, good.
I only use the finest of tools to duplicate spells.
I appreciate that. I really do. I know it's not easy.
Definitely is not.
What's his name? Or her name? Their name?
Well, they're three brothers.
Sure. Yeah.
What's their name?
Half.
Huh?
No, the other one.
The other one.
Oh, the third one? We haven't found that out yet.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
Because we haven't talked to them yet.
And that is a failure.
Failure. And what do they specialize in?
He's highly intelligent with the various business stuff. He's kind of like the boss person. And he deals with all sorts of unique items.
Okay. Last question. Whereabouts would we be able to find a library or temple of sorts?
Well, there is the Pyre Temple. And of course, there's the Central Library that's hard to miss since it runs all three levels.
And about, whereabout will we find the magistrate?
Oh, that will be in the upper crust.
Thank you.
I was wondering one other thing. Do you have any other scrolls available?
I have a 11th level spell scroll. Very rare.
Yeah, I haven't heard too many of them. Probably not going to wind up purchasing that, but I am curious about it. I just want to be upfront.
I came across it, and he takes out this, he reaches in his pocket, and he pulls out this scroll, and you can see gold edging along the outer part of it, and you can feel the magic coming from this thing. Like, the enchantment on this is radiating. And the parchment's like nothing you've ever seen before, and he opens it up, and there's no writing on it, it's just floating there. But it's almost like it's encoded as it moves around a little bit. The scroll of Mountainslide.
Mountain slide.
Yes.
You just move a mountain?
Oh no, it's actually quite beautiful. You summon an entire mountain, and then you drop it on your enemy, because it just collapses on top of them.
That's terrifying.
That sounds familiar to a story that Mai told us about our parents.
That's,
I'm sorry,
that's terrifying.
why would you need to drop a mountain on... Who the hell? I have so many questions about this. Oh, fuck it, why not? How much? I know it's going to be a lot, and like I said, I'm probably not going to, but just out of curiosity.
45 million platinum.
Right, definitely not going to. It won't even be an option for quite a long time.
Hey, Scab, can I borrow a loan? Bankrupt an entire kingdom.
Bankrupt your kingdom to get a new spell that I can't cast for a very long fucking time.
I don't know if they would appreciate that, considering they haven't even met me.
Well, then you don't have to worry about them not liking you.
He folds the scroll, look back up gently, and just puts it back in his pocket.
I think that was totally in character between us two, actually.
Checks out.
Casually chatting about that in
So you go in to the small shrine and do prayers.
After I clean it up a little bit.
Yeah, it hasn't been touched in a while. The candles are burnt out.
I'd find a way
I'll
to
have to look
relight
at
the
you,
candles and make the shrine look presentable and clean.
Yeah, you're able to approach her and get new candles easily. And she actually uses a wand on them. It's a wand of restoration, essentially, for inanimate objects.
That's really cool.
Huh? Okay, and I can think of 3 good reasons to summon a mountain. Dragon, Tarask, Kingdom in that order.
Yeah.
That's actually a really important question. We'll be able to find like a tailor that would actually be able to work on fabrics for odd-shaped individuals, such as centaurs and displacer beasts and such.
You can find people within this area, or you can go to the upper crest for more fancy things.
Be presentable for the magistrate for tomorrow morning.
Upper crest was definitely. But they're probably closed by now, so you'll have to go in the morning.
Understandable. Thank you.
So speaking of something a little bit more low-key than dropping a mountain, my sister asked if it's
have no
possible just to
ambition
get a
for
hold
you,
of a
huh?
spell that I can just and change her clothes.
He looks perplexed at this. Not many spells are like that. And they're very tricky, especially if you're going to be dealing with the magistry. They have anti-magic barriers.
That is good to know.
Handy to know.
Well, it's a good thing we learned that now and not try to put like magical clothing on them. That'd be extremely
She
difficult.
walks
to
in,
explain.
she's suddenly just naked to everybody. They're like,
And
"No."
when
Do you remember what happened when you
care
stuck your
at
hand in my
all.
pocket?
Lets her hair hang down. Automatic boob coverage.
There you go.
Perfection.
It works. I'm in the bluff. Alright.
Well, I appreciate your time.
Yours as well. It's precious.
We should
But I'll
probably find
Probably
something.
pop back in a couple of days once you've had enough time.
And if you don't stop by, we'll send notice.
Oh, even better.
We are staying at the Sleepy Meadow temporarily.
Oh, wonderful little place.
Really interesting. Well, brother, I'm gonna go and get some food for Feisty and I. Would you like to come along with?
Might as well.
Pick something up for everybody else and head
Sophie,
back
is
to the
that you?
tavern?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
thank you very much.
If you want, you can roll a religion check.
Yes. That's a 1.
That's a 1. You're working on this, the shrine, and you reach over to grab the symbol that's there. It looks a bit older, and you reach over and you grab it, and you pull it, and you actually snap off a piece of it.
Ooh. Is it Cayenne's turn to
You
get
get struck by lightning.
smoked? Smited? Smoted?
Smote is the word, actually.
Zappity zap zap double D.
Yeah, as you look at your hands, it like nicks you, and your blood starts dripping.
I'd be leaving it there as an apology.
Your blood.
Yeah. 110%.
Yeah, you there's a bowl there, and you just kind of drip your blood into it and put the symbol in the bowl, and your blood kind of is pulled into the symbol, and it repairs itself.
Be very careful to place the symbol back after I process what just happened.
And you took 6 points of damage for that.
This I'm fine with.
I'm fine with this.
I'll take the 6.
That's good.
Alright.
Leave that cut on my finger as a reminder to be more careful.
Especially around your ladies' things.
Yes. Yes.
Are you gonna head out? Head back to the tavern possibly, or just wander around a little bit more?
Just take my time wandering back to the tavern.
Okay.
Just kind of sightsee, essentially.
Yeah. You start heading back to the tavern, and eventually you actually bump into your siblings that are arguing back and forth about where to actually get food. And Feisty's just like walking behind, rolling her eyes.
I'm telling you, we gotta try something different, something new, something interesting. We're in a new place.
We could just, for right now, get the usual. That way we don't have anything to worry about. After all, we get something new. We don't know how it's going to.
That's a fair
And
point.
since we have rather important things to do
Hey,
tomorrow.
and do a perception for me.
But what if they don't have the usual?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
It's
What
a
do you think,
16.
Feisty?
As you're watching them talk back and forth, you see Feisty move up close to Scav. And you see her just gently take his coin bag and start walking off in a direction. You turn around and Feisty's not there.
Not again. All right. You know what? I will use message. Feisty, where did you go?
You still have message?
Yeah.
You don't get a response back. But you saw where she was going.
All right.
I don't think either of them have noticed where I am. I've seen them, but I'm just gonna wait until he either stomps off in a direction and runs right into me, or Mongo speeds up. I'm just gonna keep walking.
Looking around, would I have spotted her?
Who, Feisty?
Either Feisty or Kyan. I'm like looking around.
Do an investigation.
Have you said that Feisty's walked off again?
That's a 19.
A 19? You see Cayenne, but you don't see Feisty.
Hi, sister. Have you seen
Nikolai.
Feisty?
Yes.
You're in the room with.
I just point
Slane
in the
of all
direction
people.
that she went.
Again.
Ozlin comes over and she
You're looking
offers
for
a
food.
small, piece of
Well,
bread.
do you want to come with? Like,
Thank you. Some cultures
I'm just gonna go back to the tavern.
refer
I'm
this
gonna
as
check on
a peace
Osley.
offering.
Okay. Do you want us to bring you back something?
Well, thank you.
If you see
I
anything
appreciate it.
called marshmallows anywhere,
Marshmallows.
I was told about those as a snack.
I will see to it if it's possible. Feisty! I go after.
I
I
guess
pointed
I have to chase him now.
I will reach into my bag of holding and hand her the little cheese wheel. That's the
I
peach cheese
wouldn't
flavor.
worry too much about
Yummy stuff. It's probably
Scab.
starting
I
to go
did
bad
point
now.
him in the direction Feisty
It's been
should
a
go.
couple weeks.
She takes it, looks at it
Find
curiously.
interesting food,
It's
because
not
we
entirely
can order the mini
stable
bars.
as it's not
They're
like
posted around
hardtack
city.
hardy stuff. It might not be very good.
If you do
so
want to
it
try
might be
something interesting,
it might like
that
it.
is
I
on
don't
the
know.
safer side
Here,
for
I'll grab a
newcomers,
piece and I'll eat it.
a guard would be the best person to ask.
I'm not concerned about things going bad. I once had to eat
We
a
also need
blooded
to
swine
find
that was
out
laying on the side of the road.
Person called the information desk.
Oh, I'll do purified food and drink corner on it for. That'll get rid of any bad mold, right?
Be very
Yeah.
I mean, cheese
I'll
technically
restore.
is...
I'll restore the food to its edible state.
If they steal any of your stuff, you report it to any of the guards,
Back in the
and
middle.
then the lower dudes have to answer to the
Why do you
boss
gotta
to
put that
return
curse on me?
things at her loss.
Well, actually, I said I was going to take a piece
That's-
and taste it. Is it
There's
still good?
also-
Inconvenient.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's still good, then it's still good. Here, pass them,
them,
please.
She takes a small piece
I'll
off.
probably just run by those who are the color of the code, so.
Thank you.
Yes, but those
I've
guards post
rarely
it.
had
Oh,
cheese.
Like guards and the great clubs work hand in hand with
It's
each other.
an odd
One of the guards
food.
told me is they escorted.
Yeah, some people say that.
oh.
I get it, mostly because it's
Um,
hardy.
all
Usually
of the people,
lasts a while.
innkeepers,
I can put pieces in my pocket too.
knew that a group of his
You pull one out, there's lint
children
on
were
it.
coming to
Yeah.
the city and to be on the lookout for us.
Eat it.
You are a peculiar
So
creature.
Why so peculiar?
You're
What I
erratic.
mean is they called us
You do strange
I think
things.
They're trying to hide our
How am I right? How do I do strange things?
with code words.
You much
However,
rather spend
Nikolai
time with your
uses it
machines
as
than spend
his
time with your family.
schematics and things, so he has a specific.
Well, I only
way
work on my machines to make sure that my family's safe.
I'm fairly certain he's made it up.
So your
It's
machines
just
are a
like
higher
if you were
priority
trying to
than your
make
family.
what you're working
No,
on,
I
so
do
you
my
use
machines that
specific
help my
words to
family.
describe it that only you would know.
I can't help them by myself most
So
of the
they
time.
call
I'm
us
very
in a
small.
strange
Want
group
to
of
know what you do
children,
with your
so
intimacy?
What?
If any normal
You're weird.
people in the tavern were listening, I guess it would still be kept secret.
I'm gonna go find
Oh, that makes
my
sense.
room or
We
place
also found
to
out that
sit and work.
There's a door that goes to
there's
the other
an
side.
anti-magic field around
Okay.
the magistrate.
Bye, Osling.
Unless the magistrate is paid.
May you
for
find
my
peace if
clothing,
you
I am
die in your
going
sleep.
when I'm in. They can suck it.
May you
Yeah, a little-
likewise.
A little worried.
That's what we can hope
What
for.
are you worried about? You are the fanciest
Or
of
a
this
bloody
entire
death.
group.
Why would you want a bloody death?
So you're remembered.
Hey, true. Well, you know where I'll be at. Holler if you need anything.
Wanna come up?
It just watches you.
She's thinking.
Bye, Ed.
So you go up like
Going after Feisty.
I mean-
Try and catch up there.
it's fairly easy for you to weave it out, and a few people are giving the
Since
cat
these
a
were
wide
given to
berth.
me by my father,
You see a few guards stop
anybody
feisty,
who,
and they're
other
like,
than me who tries to grab anything,
they have like
Yes.
equipment to basically catch her as you catch up to her.
Feisty!
by the
What?
side.
Stop! Wait!
She stopped.
So
I run up to her and
I'm fairly
You
certain
take my
walking
coin
in the
purse
magic-
again?
Anti-magic field, they'll just
And one of the guards is like,
turn
this
into
cat
regular
stole from you?
pockets as opposed to
she's my companion. I've had her ever since she was a little
I'm a
kitten.
little worried about
She's
Noodle.
very
Fairly
intelligent.
certain Humphrey will be fine though.
I'm pretty sure
You
she's
need to
fine,
have her registered and within your reach. She can't be wandering off on her own.
'cause I'm pretty sure
Like,
he's
I
been
told
here
her
before.
this.
More than
I told her
likely.
this. I do apologize.
You could literally.
Feisty looks
Why
around.
don't you ask him?
I know.
That
But
is true.
we're not
him if
in
he's been to the
Willowfall
magistrate
anymore.
before.
This is different. It's a big
Well, I had to
city.
deal with
We
the,
can get in
anti-magic
trouble. You
fields.
can get in trouble.
You may stay home.
She just,
One
Sorry.
And Tabaxi's standing there,
anti-magic fields
a
at
full-size
Willowfall,
Tabaxi,
and
and
he's
she
able to
crosses
get
her
through
arm.
them. Remember?
What?
I.e. the wedding.
Oh,
She
okay.
makes a valid point that it would be your fault if she gets in trouble.
Not if she runs off alone. She's a... Look. Feisty, you are a large and amazing cat, but I am small. I don't really have as much control of, like, what you can and can't do. Which is why I need you to work with me, please. Alright. Look, I know you're hungry.
She drops the coin purse on your foot.
Eh, pick it up.
There's many coins in there.
Pick it up. Tie it back to my satchel. Alright. Come on. I'm gonna get you some food and get food for everybody. But please, try not to run off. Please, stop taking my coin purse. It's kind of important.
One of the guards stops you.
Yes?
That's 1 silver for a public disturbance.
Get feisty. A coin.
Now you're costing me money, cat.
Basically,
takes
that's
it.
like a look that I give her. Pay a silver.
You're like, fuck!
So you get, yeah, fine. We end up paying them money because we got in trouble because we ran off. Can't be doing
She
that,
doesn't know any
please.
better.
Huh?
She doesn't know any better.
Yeah, we gotta work on that, okay? All right, come on. Let's go find something.
Investigation. What are you two doing? Oh, you're heading back to the temple, to the
I
tavern.
was gonna make my way back to the tavern.
Ooh,
Yeah, might as well go with her.
Okay.
And then ask Humphrey something.
that is
Alright, what are you
not
asking
bad.
Humphrey?
Humphrey. You're fine with the anti-magic fields, right?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Why wouldn't I be?
I kind of figured that you'd be fine.
Do I look like some peasant object?
Obviously not. You look better than all of them.
Self-explanatory. I'm too glorious for anti-magic.
Well, I know you'll be fine. Noodle probably will be too, right?
Obviously.
Okay, good. Oh, yeah. I asked about the spell for the changing of clothes things. They haven't heard of one of like that. But they did hear of... They do have a spell there, rather expensive, that you basically just drop a mountain on someone.
Why does that sound familiar from what we've been told?
Ask the guard where I may possibly be able to find marshmallows. And that was A16, by the way.
A 16, the guard is going to rack their brain. Marshmallows.
I really want a fucking marshmallow.
I don't really know
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what they
rather
are. I was just
marshmallows,
asked to
too.
see if I can procure them.
I
I
know
wanted to
of
get
one
some.
shop that carries them, and they're currently open, but they sell out rather quickly, so you can go and see if they have any left.
If not, I still might be able to purchase something from them. Thank you very much. Where is it?
Just go down that way. You can't miss the smells.
And I will do exactly that. This time
Do you know what you're looking to smell for?
hopping on Feisty's back.
Hop on Feisty's back, head that way.
What is? I would think it would be easy to assume you're looking for some kind of sweet smell.
You guys get back to the room, and you head in, and Noodle's laying on his back in the room because he stayed in the room, and his little belly is full, and you see all these trays around, and Osling looks over and she said, "He did it without me looking."
He did he?
And the monkey helped,
The monkey helped.
What?
as did the birds.
Did.
What?
Did he do?
Osling walks over and holds up a piece of paper, and it's like this long about all the food that they ordered. And the birds look over like,
What?
How the fuck did the birds manage to get the room service?
Look, Noodle and Ace, that's
Wait.
understandable.
Noodle, definitely.
Was this Ace?
Ace looks over.
Noodle, buddy.
Noodle looks rolled over. They're just.
How you feeling? What the hell happened?
How many things are we going to have to do to end up paying for this?
Well, Scabbard and Feisty are just going down the street. Completely and blissfully unaware of the chaos.
Nikolai found a place to be comfortable and work on his
Osling
box.
was just working on the equipment but for her and her sister, and completely didn't know about the chaos happening. And you just kind of look around a little bit, and you see almost like someone, like the mushrooms were trying to build a house out of like crumbles of blue cheese.
How much is the bill?
Do a perception. I know it's in front of you, but do a perception.
My perception was 13.
You're seeing a little bit
Eight.
of red. Not as much red as Mongo.
Oh.
You're looking down at like the list of food on this, and they just ordered like a bit of everything that seemed interesting to them. Like, oh, that word looks interesting. Oh, that looks interesting. And And you get to the very bottom and you see the total for this, and also including a tip. It was 5 platinum for the food, and then a $5 platinum tip. Because Noodle just, and you can see his Noodle's writing because he just copied it.
5 platinum worth of food and 5 platinum for a tip. Holy shit. That's essentially the equivalent of, hey, Dad, I'm gonna open up this drink here in a big ass luxury hotel.
50 gold?
5. Oh yeah, 5 platinum would be 50 gold.
They got a mini fridge full of snacks. M&M's. M&M's cost like freaking $10.
One of the birds looks over and has a piece of like still bloody steak hanging from their mouth.
My God. Alright. That's upsetting me.
And it was just because earlier in the day, I let Ace
Okay,
order
like,
from the
keep
menu
track
because I wanted to
All
give
the
him a
bank
reward.
expenditures.
He's just like,
And
we
write
could do
down
this?
who authorized
Sweet.
it. It's like, do I write down like Ace and Noodle?
Mischief makers.
That's kind of
That's a word. That is definitely a word.
that's all.
So, what was your
The mischief man.
He's a 16.
16? They're just over there visibly angry.
Yeah, me too, Feisty.
You alright there, Mungo?
Me too.
The poor bank account. You eventually come across this, like, sweet smell. Just like you said, it's a sweet smell. And, you see this place that's across from, like a butcher shop. And it's a pastry shop called Keening Pastries.
King Pastries?
Keening.
Keening. I'm like, that's an odd name for a pastry shop, but okay.
50 gold
Keening Pastries.
by Ace and Noodle for fucking room service.
If you do it, go ahead and do an intelligence check for me. Both of you.
Alright.
And they got large windows in the front that are actually propped upward, and the smell is just kind of wafting out. And you can see a lot of empty baskets
That's a
with sold out
one.
on it.
That's an 8.
An 8.
Great.
I rolled
Huh?
one higher than you did.
Might be the place. What do you think, Feisty?
Mine too.
One way to find out. Head inside.
You take a step forward to approach your all the troublemakers, and Mongo, you're looking at the bill in front of you, and you feel something come down on your foot, and you feel a loud crunch sound as Cayenne's hoof comes down on your foot, and then all of her weight. And you panic a little bit as that happens, and you pull your hoof off, and you move it a little bit, and you feel your ankle slightly twinge at an odd ankle.
Yeah, I'm on it. Yeah. I'm not standing up right now.
Damage done.
And I am moving out of the way.
That Osling's like, perhaps, I don't know if it's a service available. Can we just tell the tavern to not accept orders from any of them? Just us? That seems like a smart idea. I don't know myself.
I'm kind of surprised that they did offhand anyway.
Just order food to the room. I don't think they ask questions. They just do it and charge the coin.
Trying not to cry right now because I just had my foot stomped.
By complete accident.
Yep.
Yeah, pain. And you just twisted your ankle a little bit.
Not anything she's not used to at this point.
Osleen's like, she just looks around a little bit. We'll find a place to be out of sight.
You're fine, Osling.
She doesn't have her gear on either, just the very basics. You can see all the various scars that she has covered all the time. She looks over at you and she's like, why do you smell like dog? One of you smells like dog.
What?
I'm assuming it's not me.
I'd be I'm very confused, and I'll like literally smell myself because I'm
Nature.
like, wait, who smells like a dog?
So you go into the pastry place? You go in to the pastry
That's
place,
a lot better.
and you see there's like this golden like frame with a picture of a flump with the chef's hat on, and a whisk in one hand, and a rolling pin in the other one, like their little tentacles.
I want to see this image so bad.
And you see the actual pastry chef, and it's this bubblegum pink kobold.
Hello.
And they're slightly a little bit rounder, and they're like, oh, hi, welcome. Strange looking kobold.
Yeah, I'm kind of strange.
Are you kooky?
I don't know about that one. I was told this is a place to go to find something called a marshmallow?
Oh, marshmallows, yes. Our great and glorious chef helped discover those.
I've never heard of them until very recently.
Well, they're quite popular, so you've probably been living under a rock. Are you sure it wasn't a candy rock? Because you might have had to chew your way out, which explains why you're now in front of me.
I'm fairly new to this area. I don't know much about
You don't look new, you look rather worn out.
I'm very tired.
Are you sure you weren't exhumed from a candy grave?
I'm positive. What's your name?
Pink.
Okay.
I was raised and they just named us after colors.
Interesting.
And eventually after fruits. Because they ran out of colors.
Pink. Okay. I'm Scabbard.
What the heck is this person?
Bright pink kobold.
Oh, okay, another kobold.
So that's
Okay.
what a flump looks like.
Alright. Yeah. 1 gold, 3 silver. And head across the street and just get a large amount of like meat for Feisty to take back to the tavern as well.
Okay.
And how much would that cost?
That was 15 silver.
15 silver. So 1 gold, 5 silver.
You do get back to the tavern. You guys are dealing with the aftermath of this.
Yeah.
And you walk into the room and it smells like food.
Hello? Hi, miss. Why do you all look angry? What did I do?
A certain group of troublemakers decided to order food to the room for themselves.
Oh, shit.
Apparently, the tavern doesn't ask questions when food is ordered to the room.
Well, I mean, what was the damage? Maybe it's not too bad.
They ordered 10 platinum worth of food.
What the hell did you order?
Feisty drops like what was in her mouth.
Even she knows that's a lot.
Translation?
I'm gonna fucking kill you guys.
That's
Go look right at Feisty. Alright, settle
And
down.
you see you see her claws coming out.
Feisty.
And you see her fur rile up on her back and start stalking in the direction of the general populace.
Feisty.
Feisty.
It'll be okay.
It's okay.
They should have shed.
Who is doing that?
Sophie.
She's moving the hell out.
And yeah, you can see this in Feisty as well, that she's getting riled up and she's going to go murder someone.
Feisty. Stop it.
And she's looking right at Noodle between the birds.
Yeah, I'm getting in between.
Feisty just kind of reaches out with her front paw and just...
I'm just gonna hug Feisty's side. I don't care what she does.
She just goes, huh? Shock.
You shush, you be pretty kitty.
It's okay, Feisty. We can make it
Translation?
back. Okay. Okay.
They fucking spent all the money.
Look.
It's
We
okay.
have more. We can make more. It's a little bit of work, but it's okay. It gives us a chance to explore, exercise, Mango?
Did find out information on how we can, find out information or go to the Hunters Guild where we can accept bounties and, hunt people. You can help with that.
She holds up a claw, and it's very much like Scar, with all of her daggers for claws.
Yes, you can use those.
And she goes over to a pillow, and she grabs a pillow and just...
Uh,
and she's
maybe
like,
not that.
Translation.
Here, I pick up the food.
She's like, I want to do that to someone.
I pick up the food and give it to her.
You can translate that if you want.
Yep. Feisty is very unhappy.
Are they making a bunch of commotion?
Oh yeah, it finally interrupts you, and you're just like sitting there, and you're like, what the fuck is going on in the other room?
Walking. What is going on?
That you can see like pillow stuffing floating through the air. And Feisty goes over and opens the bag that she was carrying and looks around inside, and she drops a wrapper in your hand.
By the way, I managed to find them. In fact, I managed to find two.
It's a single wrapped marshmallow and a piece of parchment paper that she
So-
dropped in your hand.
And I pull out the rest as well. This right here was a special pie. I placed it down on the table. Apparently, it's called it was a special type of pumpkin pie. And then this, I pull out the rest of this is candied pork belly. Put that on the table as well. And this is the other marshmallow. And we can all go ahead and try it and share it. But that one, I know you really wanted to try them. That one is yours. Yours and Oslin's.
What is going on
Split
here?
the marshmallow that I have in half with Osling.
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like your first experience with marshmallow. It's like squishy and soft, and it just kind of has a weird tear to it.
Apparently, it was made by a thing
Pillows?
called a plump. And they are, it's like a little soft, squishy treat. They're apparently really sweet. Apparently they smell really good. And you can go ahead and tear pieces off and eat it.
Almost
or you can have
expected
it
to
as
squeak.
is. And I pull a little piece off for Nikolai, like a perfect Nikolai-sized piece. You go, Nikolai.
This better be good. All this commotion for this little piece of sweet.
Take a piece off for Mongo. Tear a piece off for one for each of the birds, and basically like with one marshmallow spread it out.
You
amongst
probably
the birds.
just leave ids within range and don't approach id.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Osling would share her half with it, so you wouldn't even have to worry about your fingers.
Yeah.
Osling is like not even in the room. She's so far withdrawn because of all the commotion.
So I found out something important actually. Something.
Okay, now we're getting to the important stuff. I've asked 3 times what the heck happened.
Oh,
You took the marshmallow?
you don't want to
I'm
know.
gonna take the other half to Osling.
I asked, so why would I not want to know?
She's in the other
The
room, and she's actually in the
companions,
closet with the
Noodle,
door closed.
Ace,
Just completely standing there in the pitch
birds,
black.
they bought about 10,000 worth of food without us.
Look right over at Ace. Dude, you just ate a lot. So you eat regular food too?
He just smiles. Part of the charge was that he ate all the stuff that the food came on.
No.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. There's a hunters guild here. There are bounties that we can work for and collect. It's not the end of the world.
Ace. I've told you, you just have to ask me.
He points
if
to
you
the
want
menu.
Food.
Points to you. He points back to the...
No, okay. Buddy. That was at that restaurant that we ate at on the way. The menu for mechanical people, all the food was pretty cheap. You can't just do that regularly, bud.
Points at Feisty.
I bought the food for her. I know.
Yes,
Commotion's
she
still
stole your
going on
money
in the
again.
other room.
No, well,
I'm
yes,
gonna
but
go
she
check
gave it
on
back, and I
Osling.
actually did buy the
I'm
food
gonna
for
go
her.
check Noodle, see what his explanation is.
He looks less like a noodle, more like a rotini or what is it?
Ravioli.
Ravioli, yeah.
Yep.
A cannoli.
He's like,
Fuzzy little, like, ball
Yeah,
of
Osling's in the
fluff.
closet, where it's nice, dark,
Turtle
secluded, away from everyone. Oh, what was your check on the smell of dog?
22.
22, definitely you.
Why do I smell like dog?
Scent of fox.
Hello, Cheddar.
But the fox wasn't even on me.
Hello, Cheddar.
Just being in the general vicinity. Those things do not smell good.
It's better than a dank dog.
Uh,
Hi, buddy.
Alright. Oh, one other thing, and this is important. Diane, you and Oslin may have to come along with us in the morning.
Oh, she's in the other room. You look around, Cayenne's nowhere to be found.
Oh, I thought she was in the room with us.
No, she went to the other room to check on Oz.
Because Osling's not in the room. All of the noise is too much.
Well, so we gotta get them back
Noodle's
in.
so full and fat right now.
Oh, I'm gonna sit on the bed a little bit harder than usual.
Walk
Just to
over.
jostle him a
watch this belly go.
Make a reflex roll.
Oh, fuck.
Uh-oh.
We're gonna get noodle hard.
Nikolai, you might want to be in the room for this as well.
I'm in the room.
No, I mean, like, stay here. Don't go back
Wow,
over
I'm
to your
rolling
workshop.
shit
What is
tonight.
going on?
It's important.
Well, then
Yeah.
get with it.
We need the other two in
As
there, too.
you get down to Noodle's level and you start jostling him playfully. And next thing you know, you just get noodle vomit right in the eye.
Oh, that'd feel great.
Oh.
It's chunky, it's meaty, it's warm, it's noodly.
Walk over
Alright,
and knock
so
on the
that's
door
my fucking
to
fault.
Ken and Osling's room.
Yeah, I am.
Less round now.
Yeah. Clean myself off. Maybe aim the noodle cannon slightly in a different direction. And ask him, what the hell? Yeah, that doesn't answer anything. Why didn't you just go to Osling and, like, let her know that you're hungry?
It gives you this noodle gives you this look like she's fucking terrifying.
Alright, that's fair. We've got to come up with some way for you to, like, let me know when we're far away.
So you find Osling. Just
I'll just hold out marshmallow.
what's that?
It's food.
She takes it and she immediately drops it.
Does it bounce?
Just slightly.
I still don't understand why it feels this way. But I was told by the druidess from Willowfall, the old kobold,
Oh,
she told me about these. They're called marshmallows?
she makes a wonderful stew.
Yes. But she told me these are really good and told me to try them. I wanted to try it with you.
She picks it up very gently and confused by it. You're like, how do I hold this thing?
I guess there's no right way or wrong way to hold it.
It's when you bite into it, it's got like a super deep, rich vanilla taste to it, like various kinds of vanilla. Like that. It's almost like biting into like vanilla ice cream, but like the really rich kind, with like a very slight hint of cinnamon to it to offset it.
You really want a fucking marshmallow.
Knock, knock on that door.
Is that another noisemaker?
Yeah.
The city's been nothing but problems. All it's caused commotion and nothing but arguments.
Cayenne, Oslin, you may want to be present for this little conversation. It's kind of important. It involves about tomorrow.
I'm sure I can find somewhere to bury you.
I don't doubt that.
And if you're lucky, I'll plant flowers.
That will be nice, but that still involves you. You need to be here.
She stomps out, very much in the same fashion that you do.
My feet get nervous.
Yeah, you think it's Cayenne. And she walks past you, fine. And it feels like you just got walked past by Cayenne saying fine.
I felt weird. So, how's your marshmallow?
Fine.
Okay. So, in regards to getting clothes for that are presentable for Feisty, you Ozing and you Cayenne, magical options are out of the question. Apparently,
Mongo told me this.
I wasn't aware of this. I was dealing with Feisty.
Mongo told me when I told you we're feisty. When he told me.
Well, okay.
Osling looks over and she's like, I don't know why this concerns me because I'm not meant to be seen.
You are one of the children of the Obscura. You do have to be there.
Unfortunately, just like me, we both have to be there.
She's like, do I look remotely presentable to any sort of court?
About that, there is a place in Upper Town that all of us can go tomorrow morning before we go to see the magistrate. They specialize in,
Did you set an appointment?
We can do that in a bit. But this is something that,
Nikolai's like,
they specialize in, clothing and such, apparently, for more uniquely shaped, individuals.
Tread
They-
carefully, brother.
Look, do you know many tailors that can make outfits for, like, displacer beasts, centaurs, and little itty-bitty folk like you, myself, and Nikolai?
Is this all your message is about?
All I'm saying is, that's something we should definitely all go tomorrow to do, so that we're at least presentable.
Scav, do you know how long it takes to make clothes?
Yeah, this is why I got a nice fine set of clothing weeks ago.
True.
You didn't think about this ahead of time?
I'm not my nice clothes.
Did you not think about this ahead of time?
Here's the
No,
thing.
but you always think.
Osling looks in your direction and speaks in Sylvan. We could just present as we are and they could just deal with it.
Yes, you can.
She looks over at you.
In Sylvan.
Speaks in Druidic.
Just clean yourself up.
She glares in your direction.
If you're dirty.
Gashes my arm wide open and smears the entire upper torso of my body in my own blood. Clean!
No, that's probably not going to jive very well.
To be fair, we really don't know what gets them going. That might actually help. There's a
Yeah,
chance.
there's a chance, I suppose.
Probably
so, yeah.
not, to be fair.
There's a good chance they might throw us out.
They might not, but we don't know them, so we don't really know. It could bring unwanted attention, like, what are you doing during the weekend?
What we do know is that there is going to be nobility there. So we do have to be somewhat presentable. Doesn't have to be anything too fancy.
You just have to be clean and tidy.
But, yeah, in the morning we can go and do that together.
Oslin looks over at you and speaks in Druid. Oh, look at him, the wee little king, deeming how we should dress. Like he knows any better about our culture and our kind.
Probably hear a whinny
Was that
come
it,
out of
Scott?
Cayenne, which would probably be a first.
You
that
hear
it,
a weird sound come from Cayenne. It's one of like great happiness and joy.
I'll be back in my cot. If anything actually important comes up.
Literally sounds like a horse just bellowed out of nowhere. And Cayenne looks like she's going hysteric from what was just said from Osley.
Okay.
Scabbard,
Yes.
I'm assuming you head downstairs, talk to one of the guards, get the process going.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not until late afternoon at this point that you can get any sort of meeting. Due to scheduling, it's probably about like 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So you're able to head back to the room, relay this. Guys find out it won't be until like late in the afternoon, so it leaves open the entire day for you guys the next. And next morning comes and
When I get up and get dressed, I put on my fine clothes.
As do I.
so you have the entire day before you have to go to this meeting. And what are you guys doing?
Definitely going to go down to the, well, I guess go up to the tailor to get Feisty some sort of regalia.
So you go, you have to go take the gondola or the long winding road up. And Feisty's looking at it as people come and go and looks over at you like,
Do you want to take the long way, or do you want to do it quick and simple?
Feisty's like, looks at the side of the mountain like,
Use message discreetly, of course. What do you think?
just pointing to the side of the mountain like I could just climb that.
Yeah, but we don't know if we'll get in trouble for that. Remember what happened yesterday?
Walks on one of the gondolas, and these people are just walking by like, what the fuck?
We'll walk behind her, pop up on her back, and pat her. Of course, I would let the let them know where I'm going. See if they wanted to come along with.
Where are you off to?
Probably try to see if there's a local alchemist.
Okay. You?
Cayenne would be taking Osling to the Druid Circle since she would definitely want to go there.
Make sure that Ace is all nice and tidy, no scratches, blemishes, dents, or whatever.
Do you bust out the polishing wheel and start going over him?
You make them all nice and clean and shiny and spiffy. And leave word with whoever is still there, or if I'm the last one there, that I'm going to go check out the Tinker's Guild, and I'll meet you at the Magistrate. If I don't see you before then, about
Alright.
5 o'clock, right?
Yep.
And I'm going to go, me and Ace are going to go check out the Tinker's Guild.
Alright.
I would have done the box trick with the mushrooms in the room.
Oslin leaves it there to babysit. And I'm assuming you leave the birds there to babysit too?
Yes.
So it's like a triangle of birds just staring at the mushrooms, and her just sitting there with the blue cheese, occasionally just picking up a piece, watching the 3 birds. You go to look for the Tinker's Guild. Do you ask a guard on where it's
Yeah.
at? And it's not a Tinker's Guild. It's the Tinker's Row.
Alrighty.
So it's a row that connects from the lower and the upper, and there's a lift that goes up in between the two sections.
Fantastic.
And this area houses various shared tinkering workshops. It's also where the Tinker's Guild is, and it also connects to the lower and the mid to actually transfer tools from the farmlands to the mid, and then equipment from the upper docks to the lower docks, because this is where they do all the repairs and such.
Okay.
And everything is moved from here to where it needs to go throughout the city.
Basically, any tool goes through the tinkerers.
Yeah. And you see all sorts of tinkerers there. You see this massive, 10-foot warforged walks by, looks down at you, and just kind of thumbs up. And it's like a moving, giant, metallic mountain.
Whoa.
And
Alrighty.
you're walking along, and you see a Kenku is, talking to a gnome, and the gnome's like, no. Quick. Small. And the Kenku's repeats what they say, and it's just an argument going back and forth between them.
Dealing with gnomes and tinkers, can I help? Just hearing their conversation, do I know what the confusion is about? Okay.
And you get to the Tinker's Guild, and it looks like a giant bronze coffee cup, essentially.
That's funny. Yeah, go to the front desk if there is one. There has been at the ones I've been to, so.
And there's an auto gnome there.
An auto gnome? Ah. Hello.
Greetings.
So, my name is Nikolai what?
Exactly.
No, that's my last name. My father was Rurik what? And I'm told that he has a workshop here at the guild.
One moment, and they head off.
Thank you.
There's a little bench there, of various benches of different sizes you can sit on that says waiting area.
Sit there comfortably, patiently. Maybe
You
pull
are
out the
fat
little house and try to figure it out while sitting there.
Yeah. You get to the druid circle, and it takes you a little bit of time, but you do find the druid. And she's just kind of, she's tending to some flowers.
Where is the rude staring fox?
Investigation.
What did you do to me?
Because I don't want to smell like the fox no more. 16.
You don't see him anywhere around.
Odd.
Osling's like, you look nervous. Why are you nervous at a druid circle?
I'm not nervous, but the arch druidess says here, she has a fox that is her companion, who's basically, as she joked, her sightseer, which is a fox. Probably explains why I smell like a dog.
You do know foxes and dogs have two different smells, right?
And why would I smell like a dog? I haven't even been near a dog.
Why don't you ask her?
I will. I did hug her yesterday, but that wouldn't make sense. She's a gnome.
She's actually a dwarf.
Was she a dwarf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like,
All these talks of gnomes has got me
stuck
confusing
on
both
gnomes.
of them.
She's like, I don't like dwarves. Some of these scars I have are from dwarves.
That I didn't know. I already have a dislike for dwarves for the fact that when they get shit-faced, they tend to like to slap me on the rump.
Did they at least buy you dinner first?
No!
Yeah, he gave you a drink.
In what universe does that constitute fucking dinner?
Well,
It's liquid bread.
If it's a dwarven ale, it might be pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's like drinking a really like heavy Guinness, like the extra stout Guinness.
I can't even drink a regular Guinness. I can't do the taste.
It's all good. So, Osling's like, okay.
She's actually blind.
Huh.
And she's one of probably the sweetest ladies you'd meet. She scared the fuck out of me because I didn't expect her to be behind me and say, "Oh, hello, dear, how can I help you?" in such a sweet voice.
And you hear behind you, I remember that.
Fucking Christ!
Osling turns around and she has a blade drawn ready to stab this.
Please. Oh, I am. Hello again.
Hello, Cayenne.
I have my twin sister Osling with me. Whew. I didn't see Loom.
They're about.
I figured they're probably somewhere around here, and I'm very confused. Apparently, I smell like a dog.
Oh. Well, we should talk. She heads past you, between both of you.
What?
And Osling's like, I'll still stab her.
Please don't. She actually told me a decent bit of information, and I'm gonna hand her the flour I had from yesterday.
You have it put in like a jar.
Yeah.
You'll keep it stabilized. And she looks at this and she's like, that's pretty.
I asked her what her favorite medicinal plants were yesterday when we were just chatting, and her favorite creature, which is very terrifying. Think an alligator and an owlbear screwed and had a love child. And there you have a dragon bear.
Scabbard when he's hungry?
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I'm gonna say any children that Scav and Kippa have when they're angry and hungry.
Okay.
We'll go with that. Gonna
That's fair.
go off behind the archdruid.
Yeah. So you go sit down, get comfy with the archdruid, and she makes some more herbal tea and gets nice and comfy. So, you're back, and you've brought your twin sister because you both do smell the same.
I just figured it
So where'd you guys go off to?
The tailor to get Feisty outfitted.
And where'd you go off to?
out.
Oh, you're looking for an alchemist.
Yeah, I actually changed my mind.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see if I can track down Sunny.
Alright. Gonna go ask the guards?
Yep.
And the guards point you in the direction of the Grey Cloaks building, where you can find a good amount of information. Yeah, you see all these Grey Cloaks coming and going from there, and a few guards coming and going from this building, and it just probably makes you very paranoid.
Keep Noodle close. Keep all the pockets out of force of habit, even though if anybody tries to fucking pick any of them, they're gonna get cold damage. Still, they might have ways around that.
Moist damage.
Yeah.
The worst type of damage for a cat, wet damage.
Yeah.
Just makes them permanently wet for 24 hours where they can't get unsoggy.
You feel wet, but it's just sulfuric acid.
Oh!
Definitely no.
The wet is just your flesh slopping off.
Ew. No.
So, you get to the front door and there's a gray cloak there, and the gray cloak looks at you and says, "Business?"
I learned of somebody coming to town, and I have no idea when they get in or if they've already gotten here or anything like that.
10 silver, then you can go in.
Okay.
Pay the fee, go inside.
Yeah.
You see a few people talking to various people, and
Very expensive episode.
and you see this tabaxi come over in your direction wearing like their normal garb, a little bit more relaxed even. And she's about 5'8", and she is buff for a tabaxi. And she almost looks like a lioness in nature.
Oh damn.
She comes over to you and she's like, and she listens to a gray cloak. Oh, Mongo.
Yes. One of these days I'll get used to people knowing who I am before I introduce myself.
You're in a city full of rogues.
And before I was in a city full of mages, everyone knew who everyone was before they walked up.
Well, mages. Obviously, mages.
True.
Come in, my office.
Thank you.
And you have to duck almost as her tail almost takes off your head. And,
I would be scared to get hit by that woman's tail.
And as you go into her office, there's nothing on countertops. Everything is like behind glass or things.
Oh, I figured because nothing was on the countertops, it all got knocked to the floor.
She's like, Mongo, it's only introductory for me to introduce myself. My name is Oi, watch the step, there goes another cup.
That's why there's nothing on the tables. She's a klutzy rogue.
Tom's like, fuck. Oh, I just broke Tom.
Indeed you did.
She's not the thiefy rogue. She's just the talky rogue. Sneefy, get caught every time.
And now it all connects as to why there's nothing out in the open.
The laughter made you tear up.
Gotta fucking love tabaxi names.
Always a story.
And this one screams stories.
Oh, this one screams obvious.
So, how can I help you, Mongo?
You
I'll
can
come
even
back
get
to you in
the
a
question
second.
out.
Thank you.
So, back to you. You're trying to...
Basically ask her, so why exactly do I smell like a dog? Because I wouldn't have known this hadn't my sister pointed it out.
She smells like a dog. So do you.
What?
And, she kind of turns her head in Osley's direction. Yes, of course I smell like a dog. Lycanthropes smell like dogs. That's why I work with the Hunters Guild.
What?
And
Full moon, she go ow.
anyway, now that this tail was broken, we'll go.
So the Druidess smells like a dog? Or
Yeah.
she's the lycanthrope?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you were saying that as Osling. I'm like, wait,
No.
what? Wait, hold up. This family's just getting
What
weirder.
the fuck would a werewolf centaur fucking look like?
Goes full horse, but basically dire size and can remove your head with their teeth.
Raise
Yeah,
your
but
shirt.
what about the arms? Do they just kind of like tuck in like T-Rex?
Adds to their height. Gives them more muscle. I don't know.
I'm just picturing a T-Rex centaur.
I'm gonna need you to stop. Okay?
Oh, a
Stop.
centipede centaur.
Stop while you're ahead.
Fuck no.
Just all the...
Nope. No. How do you make a player vomit profusely at the table? That.
Tom could catch.
No.
He just
Look, my character already got barfed on. All right.
in the eye.
Yeah, I don't need. I should have seen it.
So was that a bullseye?
Fucking hit the cat's eye.
You're on the gondola, heading up to the upper area.
take a look around from where I'm at. Like, how much of the city can I
You
see?
can see a lot of it. You're seeing how massive it is. Smoke coming off of like various chimneys, work areas.
I'm still using message to speak with Feisty, but
The lower lands where it's just all these farms and a road weaving through it with various checkpoints. You can see like they just like how big this place is.
a place like this must have a lot of work, which means plenty of room for you and I to run around.
And you look up from the gondola and you see the massive castle. Just one of the biggest buildings you've ever seen. And it's designed for like a stronghold and a war point.
Pretty big, huh, Feisty?
But it's
Yeah. Well, I'm using message with her too, so that way we can understand each other. What do you, I know you don't like being able to be seen and all of that, but once we're in that castle, your invisibility will not work.
I've broken half the room already.
We're gonna go and, it's temporary, it's only for whenever we're in important places, but I'm gonna get something for you to put on, something that shows, like, hey, you're part of the family. What would you like, Feisty?
She just gives you this stern look like, nothing, I'm fine the way I am.
Like, I know, but I still have to have something. It doesn't even have to be anything crazy, it's just something simple, like, even if it's just like a little, like, sash or a collar or even a bow or something, just needs to have a regalia on there that shows that you are part of this family.
She glares at the comment of a bow.
Flower behind the ear.
Alright,
That
maybe
was a
not
big bow.
maybe not a bow. That's why I'm asking, what would you like?
And she doesn't have a response because she doesn't really know.
When we're there, we can try a couple of things, see what feels right.
I love
for
how
you.
clueless he is. You're gonna be like, I got the perfect thing for Feisty.
I don't know, maybe vest with pockets that she could put, I don't know, snacks or food in.
She's with her little.
Like utility vest.
I'm thinking along the lines of like one of those drape sashes that you'd see.
It's gonna make her look all like fancy. It's like getting like the orphan girl and putting her into a fucking like fancy dress and expecting her to be happy.
I was halfway expecting like a fucking cape or super feisty.
So the gnome comes back to you.
Uh-huh.
It's like, yes, registered here.
Register here?
They hold up.
Is that what you said?
Yes.
Okay. Just place to, is it like a document to read, or I read it? What does it say?
It's all in math equations.
Well, that's just how he signs his name.
I guess I'll try to figure it out. What am I signing?
It's go ahead and do an intelligence. You okay there, Tom? All right.
I'm better now.
She looks at you. What do you need?
I found out that my long lost sister is coming into town, Sunny. I'm not sure if she's arrived yet or not.
Describe her. And she pulls out a scroll.
Start describing her.
Any other details?
The well-dressed orc that's with her. Not sure if he's part of the, if he's a traveling companion or he works on the ship or what else going on. But he's aboard as well. Don't have his name, though.
Okay. It'll be a little bit of time, but then we can get the info for you. We already know where you're staying, so we will have the information delivered there.
Thank you very much.
Kind of creepy.
Hey, Mongo always imagined that his reputation would fucking precede him. It's just not going as how it according to his head canon, okay?
We were told that every tavern and every location was to be kept on alert for us.
Back to you.
All I can sit here and think, she's a dwarf, kind of like Canthropes. Does that mean she's still going to be shorter than Cayenne when she's a lichen?
A little feisty. She's like Courage.
Is she like legitimately because of
She's like 4 feet flat.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So even in her lycanthrope form, she'd still be like maybe eye level
Might
with
be like
Cayenne.
an angry chihuahua.
So,
Oh, an angry pug.
So, first name on the good list?
Cayenne is more or less like very confused.
Osleen's like, brought the wrong dagger. And the dwarf's like,
I'm sorry. My sister informed me before you spooked me. In her past travels, dwarves were unkind to her.
dwarves in general are unkind.
I've heard many stories. Many stories.
And there's many more to tell about how unkind they are. But those that do try to flee the Empire and strike out on their own bear the marks of it or the disgrace of it and are trying to find a better way of life. There are plenty of us in the world that are that way, and some have to still deal with carrying the weight of that. But most people that are within the Dwarven Empire, if you go against the needs in your job and what you're supposed to do, you're deemed an outcast and you're stripped of all of your status.
It's just not a way to live at all.
You're born into it, you do your job, and that's all you're supposed to do. If you're supposed to be a brewer, then you're a brewer. If you're supposed to be a craftsman, then you're a craftsman.
Why do I just hear a bunch of dwarves yelling, heresy against the Emperor?
Wrong game!
Dwarves are fucked, man.
Wrong game!
And you can see, like, she's just upset by the thought of, like, the Dwarven Empire.
How is Osling reacting to what the Druidess is saying?
She is not looking happy. Osling is not a happy camper right now.
Basically, just gonna spend a little bit of time here so Osling can at least get away from crowds of people.
Yeah, you do find out from the dwarf about, like, she does answer your questions regarding the whole lycanthropy thing. And essentially, she was basically mauled as a young dwarf by a werewolf.
Jesus. That explains scars.
And then the dwarven troop that she was with, her, even her parents, basically locked her up with cast iron out in the middle of the forest and tried to leave her for dead with all of her injuries.
Nice spirits.
You're like, well, we're adding another one to the list.
We really gotta fucking actually write these names down.
So you get to the upper area, and yeah, you get off, and immediately you're acquainted by what looks to be much upper class guards wearing full plate, everything. And they come up to you, and a few of them actually, you're looking around. A few of them have their hands on their swords, and a few have upper area have bows trained on you and feisty.
Can I help you?
An emissary comes forward, and you are?
I am Scabbard, son of Sigurd and Githos.
Right.
King of Essex. Should add that.
King
Dude.
of Essex.
Do you have any royal documents stating who you are and why we should give a fuck?
Have my signet ring with me. I'm also wearing the cloak that bears my house crest.
That don't mean shit, man. Takes a signet ring, passes it off to someone else, and they head off deeper, and they're like, you will stand here, you will not move. or I will order those guards to take you out.
Very well. Is Sir Mir present?
Why would I know that?
Well, I mean, you're here now. I assume you would know if someone.
This is my post. Where else would I be?
That is fair.
This is a very large city. Why would I know things that I shouldn't know?
That is fair.
Does it look like my position to know which and every royal comes through here or person of status?
You
I
certainly seem to know that I was arriving.
And one of the guards is like, I don't think he knows this is our normal post.
They totally saw you coming for a while. There's this little dude with a big displacer beast coming up here. What do we do? Go meet him.
You're approaching the upper echelon of this place. You're not going to get a warm welcome.
No.
So you read through the document. It's basically like
16 was what I
yeah,
told you.
it's basically an agreement to not break anything and to respect the Tinkerers Guild and all this other nonsense of like follow
All
the
the
rules.
stuff
Yeah,
I've signed before.
yeah.
I will sign it.
Okay.
I am a member of the guild, you know.
And the autonom looks at you. You are now.
This is a different guild?
It is the Tinkerers Guild, but you just signed the documentation, thus making you a member.
I signed up like way back at like no, not Willowfall. What was the other place we stopped at first?
That would have been Winemore.
Winemore.
You should have mentioned that to begin with. It would have made the process a lot quicker. You wouldn't have been sitting here for an hour.
I appreciate that, but when I went to the guild at Willowfall, they just knew.
Good for them.
Okay, thank you.
Have a pleasant day. Nikolai, what?
As I mentioned, my father apparently has a shop here.
Oh.
Which one is
it? Points over. Towards the front door, you see another door, and there's a stairway that goes up to, like, a little door.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay.
You can invite guests. Simply tell them, if you grant them permission, they will be able to enter with you.
Oh, okay. Guess we'll see how that works. Go up there and say, hey, wait here. I'm going to see if I can get in first. Before he just busts through the door.
Yeah.
No, it turns out your dad just put another fucking brick in mithril
Yeah.
right by the door so that way you can just kind of crack it open.
But can't get in there.
See that there's another brick there.
Why do you gotta curse me like this? Like...
A mithril doorstop.
That's enchanted to not move.
Let's see if I can go in.
The door doesn't, the handle doesn't move at first, but then you turn it and you just push it open and...
Yeah. Alright, well, I don't know how this is going to work, Ace, but you're invited to come in, buddy.
Ace looks at you and looks at the door, looks back at you, and he moves over to you, and as he gets closer, he comes down to your size and lands on the landing.
Dude!
Being a little bit taller than you, but just right there on the landing, can go right inside with you.
You're a tiny Ace. Give him a high five.
He high fives you, very confused.
Go check out if there's anything I can use in my father's shop.
Alright. You might want to put Ace on behave mode.
Yes. Ace, don't touch anything, please. Please? You
Okay.
understand?
Thumbs up.
Alright.
You head into the shop. And it's interesting. It's more of a house than a shop, like an away house.
Okay.
It's also a shop.
Okay, cool.
And you head into the landing area, and there's an old coat hanging up. And you see an umbrella that's broken right there with a note next to it saying, "Fix the prongs on this."
I
And
grab it.
you see another sticky note there, or another note there that says, please fix this, and it's written in your mother's writing.
Okay, I grab the umbrella. And I'm gonna fix it before I leave.
And you head further into the shop, and you can see like there's two wings go off in different directions, and one that goes off. It's almost like a crossroads, and there's a way to go upstairs as well. And pick a direction.
Left.
Left.
Now realizing we have lost Nikolai for the entirety that we're in the city.
He'll probably bring you guys.
I'll
Here.
probably bring you guys here. Why would we pay for the hotel room?
Yeah, and you go to do a perception for me.
Alright. Let's see if we do dice release. Hey, that'd be a 22.
You head off in this direction, and there's two rooms, and you head off into a room, and you see it's kind of like an art studio. You look under some of the cloths that are over surfaces, and like he was in the middle of the process of drawing things here and there. And you can see like there's like a thing of paint set out. He forgot about it, so he got a new one instead of cleaning that one. And there's just like a row of them. And you're just kind of looking around, taking in the scenery of like your dad lived here and worked here and did things.
Uh-huh.
And you go across the way, and it's a small library area of just various books. And you stop and you look at the wall on your right, and you walk over to it, and there's a desk there with like various documents on there. And
Look through 'em real quick.
yeah, investigation.
$24.
24. You start looking through them, and you're seeing sketches that are pinned to the wall with like little thumbtacks,
Uh-huh.
like little nails that he just hammered there, and there are various sketches of the various family members.
Huh.
And you see a note that says, "Be sure to congratulate the centaurs on their child. Don't forget." And you see other notes, and it says, "Be sure to help these people with finding out their daughter's horn."
Their daughter's horn?
And you're just seeing other notes of like mentioning of their parents here and there, like little things. Like he kept meticulous notes of just reminders of
Yeah,
to do
just little
things.
reminders. Anything with a date on it? Is the place dusty?
A little bit,
A little bit?
yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow.
It's like the feeling that your parents were actually involved with Alufa's parents.
Yeah, yeah. That's intense. Wow. Alright. Head back through and go right.
Go right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to a couple of guest rooms, essentially. One of the workshops is being in mid-conversion to an actual guest room.
Oh, okay. Wow. Alright. They're both basically the same room. One of them is a room. One of them is in the process of being made into a room.
Yeah, there's a project actually in the one tinkering room, but you can't make heads or tails of it. It's way above your head at the moment.
Okay. Okay. I'm not gonna
It's
spend
like-
too much time on that.
It's like, you're like, hey, look, I'm learning actual physics, and this is like looking at something Tony Stark made.
Alright, and you said there was an upstairs?
There's one more hallway,
Okay.
and then
Go-
there's the upstairs.
Okay, go down the other hallway.
Hey, head down the other hallway, and you're seeing other like workshops and things there.
And all kinds of various workrooms, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And you see one room that has like this. You had to push the door a little bit to go in,
Okay.
and it says testing. And you see there's various notes there from various members of the Obscura that rented the room
Oh, wow.
or used the room for testing various things. You go in, and there's like these odd panels on the walls that as you observe it, you've never seen any material like this, but you're assuming it's there to help keep whatever is contained in here.
Huh. Wow. Is it basically otherwise an empty room?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then you go across the way to the other room, and it's a full kitchen.
So cool.
And it is absolutely tidy. Everything has a place. Everything is perfectly placed.
Wow. I'm gonna look for a recipe book. Presuming that's my mother's.
Yeah, investigation. So, looking around for, fuck, what was he looking for? Sorry.
I was probably just gonna head back to the room until it's time to go and try to.
24?
The puzzle?
Yep.
I like your
The
names.
spell book bell.
Yeah. Weren't you looking for something?
Yeah.
I did
Oh, yeah,
mention-
after you talk to or look for Sunny, you go back there.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, another emissary comes up and walks up and talks to the emissary there, and Sir Muir comes walking up. And he walks over to you, and the guards eventually stand down, and Sir Muir's like, "You made it.
Indeed. It's good to see you again.
You too.
How are you doing?
You do realize that when you got off the ship, you should have announced yourself to the people at the docks."
We were told that they already knew. Evidently, that was a lie.
They knew, but you need to announce yourself because people that aren't labeled royals that come up here get shot.
That's good to know.
They
point-
knew that
he
you were coming,
points
but they
up
don't know who you
and,
are.
Do a perception.
$22.
22. You follow his gaze up, and some of the clouds go by, and you're trying to see what he's pointing at. And you catch a glimpse at it, and your heart just instantly just almost into your feet.
Hit a warship
Because-
trained on you.
It's not a warship. It's mages that are using gnomish technology to spell snipe.
Nice.
Magitech. Or X-Tech. Or something like that.
What?
Can I?
You're not there, bud.
Damn it.
Put your pants back on and get fucked.
Damn. You want me to get fucked through his pants?
Yeah, by an angry
That sounds
lycanthrope.
painful. That sounds painful.
They're gonna use teeth. Yum, 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 yum.
No.
Alright, so you head inside with Sir Mir.
Take my
You're-
ring back, of course.
You're taking in your dad's workshop, amazed at this place.
Mom's kitchen.
Yeah. You finally have a concrete place of your father's, and you're seeing how closely he was actually tied to the Obscura despite his distance, and how tied they were to the neighboring places.
Yeah. Did I find the cookbook from my mom? No. Yes, that. I take the cookbook that I have from her and I put it in the cookbook place in the kitchen.
Alright.
Go upstairs, see what's upstairs.
Yeah, there's just rooms upstairs, just like
rooms.
bedrooms.
Okay, cool. Wow. Is there some in any of the workshops that I went through? Is there any piles of material that I could use to build armor for Ace? No,
You're realizing your father kept a lot of his materials on him just in case.
makes sense. Exactly. I have 2 carts in my bag of holding.
So, you head back, Mongo.
Actually, on my way up to the room, I'll stop and ask the feline-based centaur proper word for that. Or her name.
Okay.
Thelatar, I think it was.
Something like that.
Something like that. So,
She's all jealous. Someone's getting attention and I'm not.
What do you stop and ask her?
Hello again.
Hello.
I kind of guessing that a rather large number of patrons come through.
She points at the foot traffic.
Yeah. Probably anybody who gets off one of those ships probably comes through here.
Or one of the other surrounding taverns.
Yeah. I was wondering if you could check to see if somebody has come in and possibly stayed here, or is currently staying here.
Sure. What am I looking for?
Her name's Sunny.
Okay.
Another munchkin tabaxi like myself.
Ah. Looks just like you?
Very similar, yes.
Okay. I will get back to you once I have some information, if I have any.
Thank you very much.
Have a good day.
I hope you do as well.
What about you, Cayenne? Are you just gonna hang out there for the day and...
Going to probably go with Osling to get something to eat, and then I guess make our way up.
The ponies have to take the gondola.
No, we're centaurs. We can move pretty quick.
Oh, just take the winding way up there?
Yep. We're centaurs. We can move quick on our 4 hooves.
Yeah. Alright.